It's been a while since we had some fresh blood. This time, probably one of the best Castlevania games of this style, I think. But I haven't, you know, I haven't played it in years. This is one of the few that I haven't replayed. There we go. Music skipped a bit. Anyway, I played Dawn of Sorrow on stream. This is the first game. This is Aria of Sorrow. Dawn is the sequel to this. The year is 2035, Japan. Crowds of spectators are gathered around in anticipation of the first full solar eclipse of the 21st century. My name is Soma Cruz. I'm a high school student, exchange student studying abroad in Japan. I live near Hakuba Shrine, ancient shrine with strong ties to Japanese mythology. Nina Hakuba, the only daughter of the shrine's caretaker, is both my classmate and childhood friend. I started making my way to the shrine to see the solar eclipse with Mina. For some strange reason, the web leading to the shrine felt longer than usual. If something was trying to keep us from our destination, when I finally managed to get through the shrine gate, my senses began to dim? Yeah. The pitch black sun is holding chaotic darkness together, trying to rouse a sleeping soul, as if it's looking for a... God damn it. So it's a Game Boy Advance game. 2003. I remember loving this game, and I felt like this was the best Castlevania Game Boy game. I liked Circle of the Moon, I liked Harmony of Dissonance. We'll talk about those games a bit. Shit. We you know, we can't just skip ahead and then wake up half dead on the ground. I just didn't want to go through the intro again, but here it is. So here, while this is happening, Vinny, the pixels are uneven. That's a BizHawk thing. I can't actually get it to the proper window size at the moment. That's kind of frustrating. So yeah, the first game, one of the launch games on the GBA was Castlevania Circle of the Moon, which was a very dark game. And that was more... It was difficult. One of the first Castlevanias after Symphony of the Night. And it was good, it was very difficult. And I felt like the lack of weapons, and you could collect cards in that game and use them for like magic. But I really... I don't know, I was more a fan of Symphony, so when we got to Circle of the Moon I wasn't too happy. I liked it, I beat it. Great, we didn't miss anything. Fuck. Circle of the Moon was good, but it wasn't more of Symphony, which is at the time what I wanted. And then Harmony of Dissonance comes out, and it was... I don't know, I felt like that was even more restrictive. Like there was less ties to Symphony with that one, and then this one comes around, and it's exactly what I wanted. Now before we do anything, let me see if I can fix the crusty pixels. Hang on. I don't know if I can fix this. I'm probably gonna have to ask Nary, because I'm using RTC for this. So the music doesn't skip. I mean, my legit GBA that's overclocked. Oh, looks like he's coming too. Where am I? Whoa, what happened? Also, you'll notice the art style is totally different between this game and the next game. When I streamed Dawn of Sorrow, there was a lot of discussion about how the style became anime, and in this one it's just more like what they did with Symphony. Well, it's like this. Huh? An enemy? Not just an enemy. Them enemy. Damn, protect the girl! Yeah, go back to where you came from! What was that thing? So, it is awakened. You have the power to absorb the abilities of the monsters you kill. Why? Why would I have that power? You have gained the power, now you must go to the Master's Chamber. Right? So, you know, that's a setup for a Castlevania game. You've got power. You've got boost power! Listen, I don't remember this game enough to know what I'm gonna do. Like, in terms of 100% playthrough or whatnot. But, Vinny, what order are you going to do the GBA Castlevanias? I'll be honest, I'm not sure I'll do the other ones. I do plan on eventually streaming Order of Ecclesia, which I almost did instead of this. but I kind of felt like doing this. This is also a shorter game, but yeah, Order of Ecclesia will definitely be streamed on this channel, on this web zone, but just not right away. But yeah, when this game came out, I was happy. It looked good, it played really good, it sounded good. It was just enough like Symphony that I loved it, but yet it had its own identity. Some people say that this game is better. Some people, you know, have more nostalgia for this one. I don't know. Symphony's my favorite still, but we'll see how well this holds up. The problem is difficulty. Symphony was too easy. I don't remember if this was too easy or not. I remember this. Circle of the Moon, the first GBA Castlevania came out, and the screen was too dark. The GBA didn't have a backlight, so you had to play the game with like a pulsar behind you, or a supernova preferably. Otherwise you couldn't see what was happening. So, you know, there was some good stuff in Circle of the Moon, but people complained it was too dark, and the visuals weren't as amazing. So then Harmony comes out. Harmony of Dissonance looks good. It's brightened, but the music... They, like, downgraded the sound chip that they used for that game. And even though the tunes themselves were good, it sounded not good. And then this has the best of both worlds with a healthy dose of Symphony of the Night. But yeah, the idea for this game is not only do you level up, but you also, if you didn't watch my Dawn of Sorrow playthrough, I'll explain it a bit. Oh, the pixels do look kind of shitty in motion. When I go down this... Oh, it's fine. So you have a chance to absorb the soul of the enemy that you destroy. And each enemy has its own unique properties. So for example, I can throw spears, and then for zombie I can put this on. Become stronger when poisoned. You can get bonitis from this dude. I believe I 100%ed this years ago, but I don't plan on doing the same thing for this playthrough. Another main reason, or major reason I'm playing this is Smash Brothers. The amount of Castlevania nostalgia has been kind of eating away at me the past month. I had to do it. I like that the lore reason for Dracula's castle looking different each time. Is actually just that Dracula is a crazy bastard and he wants his castle to look different every time. Dark magic, they say. I can never settle on one design. My interior decorator wants one thing and I want another thing. Little God Brand. What is a castle? Also, like Mother 3, this game has a brighter color palette for the reasons listed earlier. Which is to say that the Game Boy Advance had a really dark screen. Well, not a dark screen. It was dark, but it didn't have backlight, so of course it was dark. This just, again, playing through this, it's nice that we have so many good Castlevania games to choose from to go back to, but playing through this kind of makes me sad that Iga isn't with Konami anymore and he can't make another Castlevania game. Like, I really hope Bloodstained is good, and I have a feeling it's going to be a good game, especially if they're taking their time with it. I hope. I like the demo. I thought the demo was cool, but the extra development time is going to come in, I think, nicely. But you know, whatever it is, it's a beloved, you know, spiritual sequel to a beloved franchise from a beloved creator. So of course I'm going to want it to be good. Curse of the Moon was great, but still, man, you know, I just had this thought. I was like, man, they should do a game like this with pixel art and put it on like Steam and the Switch for Castlevania. Just do another Igavania with good music, maybe like $30 game. What's that game? Time Spinners? There's a game that kind of looks like Castlevania that's out on Steam. It's like a 6-hour game. It kind of looks like this. Time Spinner and Chasm. Yeah, Chasm though, that's a bit of a... It's a bit of a story that... I forget which channel I was watching. There's a YouTube channel that did a whole thing about what makes a Metroidvania game good, and how Chasm didn't quite live up to the expectations. Axiom Verge? Oh yeah, I've streamed that. I love that game. To me, Axiom Verge is a really good example of how you do an homage to it, like a game, and still make it your own. But, I mean, let's be honest, Axiom Verge is pretty much a fucking Metroid game. And I was very much okay with that. It was like John Metroid couldn't make another game and had to, like, genericize all the things. But I liked it. I didn't think it was the best game ever. It's not better than Super Metroid or Zero Mission, but it's good. Axiom Verge was boring. There was a lot of it. Maybe it could have used, like, a tighter pace, but I didn't think it was boring. Shadow Complex, that's a really good Metroidvania. I mean, I'm always open to other people's perspectives, and I respect your opinion that Axiom Verge was boring, but I respectfully disagree, as my opinion differs. But that's okay. The way I say that made it sound so cunty. I'm sorry about that. This brings us back to what I was talking about a week and a half ago. The Symphony of the Night project, where the dude is remaking Symphony of the Night. Like, the whole engine, the sprites, redoing the sprites. I can't wait for that. Whatever it is, I don't know what the hell it is, but how long until DMCA? How long until YMCA? I don't know. There's another Castlevania fan game that came out called the Lacard Chronicles, and it's actually really high quality. Haven't played it. Vinny, I think what you wanted on Steam might be Bloodstained Curse of the Moon. I know, I played it. I streamed it. I'm talking about Castlevania, though. Like, something in the Castlevania series based on, like, this kind of style of Castlevania. Which Konami, I don't know if they're making games anymore. Does Konami, serious question, does Konami have any games in the works currently? Have they announced anything? Nothing. I know Pachinko. Let's not kid ourselves. Of course Pachinko's in the works. All these beloved franchises just being held hostage. For a GBA game, the visuals on this are really nice. The background sprite work is great. It's not that GBA isn't capable of cool shit. I'm just saying, this one's a particularly impressive one. Good animations, nice sprites. Remember Grimoire of Souls, the Castlevania mobile game? They haven't said a peep about it for a long time, suspecting it's cancelled. Yeah, it would be funny if the last game Konami ever put out was Metal Gear Survive. Which currently, that's what's happening. Every time I play a Konami game, this shit comes up, and it's just such a mess. So it's heartbreaking. Just give up on Konami, there's no hope. You know, it's weird because on one hand you're right, and on the other hand they let Nintendo do whatever the fuck they wanted with the IP for Smash Brothers. Konami released a new Bomberman game. Oh, I'm not sure. I went through the Shrine Gate and boom, I was here. I see. Look at my eyebrows. Do they not look like bat wings? I'm a good guy. But isn't Dracula's castle in Europe somewhere? In theory, yes, but his true castle exists somewhere else. His true castle? Yes, it is well known. It is a well-known fact in the underworld. Do you believe in vampires? Oh, this dude's totally chill. Well, no. I thought the story of Dracula was made up anyway. Soma just killed a giant skeleton that was brought back to life. Soma is killing zombies, monsters, mermen, and he doesn't believe in vampires. For the course of time, Dracula has resurrected many times, when people lost faith and craved chaos and destruction. So you're trying to tell me now that Dracula has been resurrected? No, Dracula perished in 1999. You know the prophecy of 1999, don't you? In the year 2035, a new master will come to the castle, and he will inherit all of Dracula's powers. But that's... Yes, that time is now. I'd better get going. Is that all, then? Oh, yes, thank you. Farewell, and be careful. Hey, I have a couple questions. 1, how do you know all this? 2, how'd you get inside of an eclipse? 3, why do you look evil? 4, why are you, like, nutting over the discussion of resurrection? Oh yes, I suppose that will be all. Thank you for your help, strange man. It's a good thing Soma doesn't believe in vampires. So the last Castlevania game I streamed was Portrait of Ruin, for anyone who's new to the stream. And that was excellent. It was even better than I remembered it, actually. And it was the birth of probably the most well-known meme to hit my streams in the past 2 or 3 years. which is... Gay old horse! No, it was Meat. Vinny, Meat was born in Bloodborne. Okay, true, but I think Meat got more popular. There's a clip of me giving the Meat a vengeful face and a party hat during Portrait of Ruin, which is when I think it really started taking off, and I think Kryken raided me at that time, and that's when I started doing even more strange things to the Meat, like giving it Robertsons, and, yeah. Also, I'm being told now that Rondo of Blood was the last Castlevania game that I streamed. I don't know. I do know this. The last Metroidvania game of Castlevania that I streamed was Portrait. So that means I've streamed Dawn of Sorrow, Portrait of Ruin, Symphony of the Night, Bloodlines, Castlevania 3. Did I say Rondo again? Now I'm doing Aria, and Order of Ecclesia will eventually be streamed. I'm surprised I haven't found another weapon after all this time. Shit. God damn it. I'd like to also, yeah, I gotta do the backdash more often. I'd like to also stream Castlevania 4 at some point. Maybe around Halloween this year? I don't know. Vinny took no damage in this run so far. How do I do these things? How am I so good at video games? Vinny, you said the same thing 8 months ago and still no Castlevania 4. Yeah, it was a really busy Halloween for me. We did a lot of Spooktober. Vinny, why not Castlevania Chronicles? See, the problem there is it would have been more effective if you said, Vinny, have you thought about streaming Castlevania Chronicles? And then that would have been implanted in my mind as, oh, that's a game I might want to check out. Now it just feels like I'm, like, being an asshole. Like, I hate Castlevania Chronicles. Because I want to stream other games first. Alright, I might be looking into this and reading into it a little bit too much. Vinny, you missed armor? Really? That's what I get for being a snarky asshole, I guess. Okay, I really don't need to die at this point. Good. One step closer to death. I haven't hit a save point since I fucking beat that boss. Vinny, do you still have your copy of this game? It's kind of pricey on eBay. I do have it, yeah. Man, that armor would have come in really handy. Vinny, you're a cool person and I like you. Thank you, that's a nice thing to read. Vinny, you're a cool person and I like you, but why don't you like me? Please tell me there's a save point up ahead. Please. Still no. I'm interested in this. Ensnares enemies using a sticky web. Seems alright. It's a little bit of damage. Damn it, I need that. I don't know what that is. I want it. Gone now. Really? Flea Man? Getting those library, flashbacks from Symphony. This is the second time you jumped over an item and missed it. Really? The first ectoplasm dropped an item and you jumped over it. What the fuck is happening? How am I vine blinding so hard? Anyway, we got a save point finally. No, missing items is not okay. I don't want to miss items. Also, this sticky web uses too much magic. You've met Genya Arikado, right? Spoiler, Arikado might be Alucard. That's what I'm getting from that line. I don't know how true that is. Oh, you mean you didn't know that? Also, this might be the descendant of Sypha Belnades. I don't know for sure, but they have the same last name. Oh, no. Did I say something? What's said is said. Alright, Yoko just spoiling everything. I think I understand now. Thanks, Yoko. I may not use... I'm even vine-blinding words. I'm not used to being thanked by people. Have you seen someone named John Lennon. Liam Gallagher shows up in-game, gets a portrait. He goes, I am fucking John Lennon. New weapon. From 24 to 66. It's slower, though. Yeah, it's Proto-Terraria. Look at the way the arm just, like, twists. It's not only slower, but you even get ending lag. Like, when you land from this thing, you get lag and you can't move for a second. Whip sword. Pretty cool. So it's more range, faster, less damage. Choose your poison. Can't dangle it, and you can't use it like Ivy's Roberts. Oh fuck, I just realized I walked into a boss room. Which, this isn't even a boss usually. In Symphony, this is just like a regular dude. Granted, it's a later on dude. Then you got better armor that you never equipped. How am I vine blinding so hard tonight, though? Anyway, I'm thinking about organizing a festival. I just bought an island in the Bahamas, Vine Island. I don't have any particular outstanding memories of this game, aside from a glitch. Like, I remember just enjoying the game, I remember the weapons being cool, I remember, it was close to Symphony, but I do remember a glitch where you could go through walls using the Panther ability. Am I telling tales out of school? Is this correct? Not Panther. Or was it a bat? Or... You can wall zip? Okay, so that is this game then. Note, Alucard's coffin in the background. There's a similar glitch in Dawn of Sorrow called the Succubus glitch. I think I remember that one. Desert, did you just say get Alucard a lozenge? Because Alucard's coffin. You're a real fart smeller, you know that? From one dad joke to the next. There are a lot of emotes in chat now. One of which is a gun pointing to the chat member. Also, isn't this the first Castlevania game to have a gun in it? Well, actually, the skeleton dudes, yeah. In Symphony and Rondo, they're the skeleton dudes with the guns, but they have muskets. This has a handgun. There's a positron rifle, too. Okay, I don't remember that. Do you mean the first one where you could use a gun? Sure. That makes more sense. The first Castlevania game where you could use a gun. Richter Belmont is back, and he's pissed! Just like a fucking vampire hunter game. But... just got like a fucking M60 with silver bullets in it. We'll call it, oh boy. Wait, maybe there could be survival elements. Like, you want to survive the vampire onslaught. So we could call it, I don't know, like, Castlevania Survive. Broadsword. One thing I do miss from Symphony that is not on most of these weapons. In Symphony, not all of them, but most weapons had a special attack. Where you could do, like, back-forward attack and you get a special move. Also, I believe this was the first Castlevania game to have... See, in Symphony, most of the weapons were just, like, the sword. Where you just, like... You know, I think there's a couple exceptions, but barely. But most of the weapons were like the short sword, where it would just attack like this. I think this was the first game in the Castlevania series, I could be wrong, where you could do shit like this, like you get Terraria animations. There were some card combos in Circle of the Moon that were overhead swinging swords. Oh, okay, there you go. There was a gun in Circle of the Moon. Could you use the gun? Well, it was a card attack, though, right? Yeah, I've streamed Terraria. Just at random intervals. Years ago. Streamed some of the multiplayer Terraria. I streamed a little bit of me building and just adventuring, but I like that game quite a bit. I don't know if I would return to it, though. Oh, spear. Spear's bad! Spear's bad! God damn it, do I have a potion? Oh no, I just wasted a melon. I didn't realize that a melon was a full heal. Jesus. I wonder, let me see if there's... So we get enemy. One of the cool things about Dawn of Sorrow is having the enemy bestiary on the other screen, so you know, while you're playing, you could see how rare an item is, you could see what items they maybe drop. Game said a bad word. I wonder if there's an equivalent to the sword that I grinded from the dodo in Symphony. That the Nova Skeleton killed me after I got it. Yep, the rune sword. Someone said, where does a bastard sword get its name? Well, you see, son. Now, son. I don't know. What the hell did people do before the internet? I mean, I could look it up in 2 seconds, so could you. I remember I used to ask my parents questions. I was a curious child. I would ask them questions that they couldn't answer. And so eventually they just started making shit up. Think about how much shit was made up over the years before you could easily look something up. Where, like, say, you know, someone wanted, like, some parent wanted to be really, you know, like, they wanted to be a role model for their children. Like, they knew everything. Like, oh yeah, we definitely know everything. And you ask them a question and they just make something up to the best of their ability. And then that knowledge gets, like, passed down to generation. And then you find out that a knife thrown across the room doesn't actually kill spirits. Then you think about how much shit is still being made up as we speak. Shit will always be made up. But the truth is that, yeah, my great-grandmother had a knife called the Maloika knife. I've told this story on stream. Might have even been during a Castlevania stream, I don't even know. But the Maloika knife was, if someone was sick, my great-grandmother would, take this weird fucking knife out. It's like made of ivory and like volcanic pumice and like a fucking meteorite shard. Definitely not any of that, I'm lying. But it was this one knife, and the idea was you're supposed to throw it across the room and it kills the spirit. Whatever bad spirits are attached to you, kills them. So my grandmother carried on that tradition for a little while. And, like, it's a good thing no one ever got, like, seriously injured from this knife. My fencing maestro told us that bastard sword is a term more used by modern folks to specifically refer to Renaissance-era swords. Oh. Yes it is. By the way... Hang on a minute. It really shouldn't match as well as it does. Alright, that's been settled. It's, you know, it's close enough. So the music just starts up. There's a glitch you can do where you sell this man his own eyebrows as your X and Y coordinates, warping willy-nilly and maxing out your money. Yeah, I heard about that trick a long time ago. I don't know how you, I just don't know how people find this stuff out, really. I decided to open up my shop in Dracula's castle to make a couple bucks. There's like 7 humans in this castle. I mean, he got lucky Soma was actually interested in buying any of this shit. Otherwise... what would he have done? How could he have pulled off a shop? I mean, I guess he'd have to go back to ripping people off. It's unfortunate. But, by the skin of his teeth, he was able to open up a shop and become successful because one sucker, Soma Cruz, decided he needed to buy some stuff from him. And now Soma's the one that will get ripped off. I mean, those prices are just way too high. That's right, Jeff. He would have to put his blood, sweat, and tears into it to make any decent money. He learned good values from his father, yes. I believe. That's my theory about Hammer. How do I get that? Also, is that the Balmung? Oh, you can never be ashamed of what you love doing. No, there's a sword in the Castlevania series called the Balmung. Balmung. But we're not gonna be able to get that for a little while, so... Vinny, how does it feel to have a character immediately ruined for an entire playthrough? Wouldn't be the first time, won't be the last time. Does this retroactively affect the Dawn of Sorrow playthrough? The Balmung is Sigurd's Siegfried's sword from Norse mythology. Oh. I should have said, considering I'm doing a Mother 3 playthrough, I should have said, ah. Can we please not have any more single-digit temperature days, though? Like, I have a heater directly in front of me. If it stays like this, I don't know how it's gonna be. I think it's supposed to be better tomorrow. But I actually considered streaming under a blanket. You know what? There's no reason I can't do that now. It's a small one, but it's actually quite warm. It's like a fleece, kind of heavier, kind of blanket. I don't know, there's probably a name for it. So now I have a hoodie on, a blanket, and a heater pointing at me. It's like, yeah, it's like a weighted throw blanket. It's a really, really good one. Comfy levels are dangerously high. If I fall asleep on stream, just let it happen. Actually, I think you can get banned for that. Wait, can you get banned for falling asleep on stream, or am I conflating that with getting drunk on stream and passing out? No, you get an emote. Vinny, you're an old man in a retirement home. At the moment, I kind of feel like one, and both look like one as well. Also, this would have been a good game to stream yesterday, considering we had a fucking blood moon yesterday. But yeah, there is some weird Twitch thing about falling asleep on stream. I think it's just if you're drunk and you pass out. That's not good. Also, I did a little bit of research because I drink a little bit on stream. Like once every couple weeks, I'll have like a beer, or I'll have something, whatever I have. Not enough to get shit-faced. Not even enough to get buzzed, really. And I'm drinking my water today, guys. My water. Strep wine, oh, my favorite brand. I found out they don't really give a shit if you drink a little bit on stream, but if you get drunk, that could be a problem. So I mean, this is, to the best of my ability, that's what I think is going on. Where if you get, like, shit-faced, then you're gonna have a problem. But you can say, like, oh, I'm having a beer. People still do drunk streams? I suppose so. I mean, some people have YouTube channels centered around them drinking and then doing something drunk. Drunk gaming. I mean, drunk history was the thing that probably started that. Red Letter Media, yeah. No, I wonder where the line will be drawn. Strange, I sense a dark power within you. Who are you? It is rude to ask questions before introducing yourself. Oh, so now Soma has got problems with Julius Belmont. He's got problems with the good guy, but he loves the bad guy. Oh, sorry. I mean Jay. Oops. His name is Jay, chat. It's actually not Julius Belmont. I think it stands for Germa. Anyway, that's right, Jay. Mr. Jay, why have you come to this castle? Call me Jay. Mr. J. Hey, how you doing, Mr. J? It's me, Jay Leno. Oh, you got a J in your name, too! Welcome to the show. What do you want to do? You want to talk about cars? I am filled with fear when I hear the name Dracula. I came here because of the prophecy. I also thought my memory might return. In fact, since my arrival, I have felt like my memory is returning. And your accident occurred in 1999? Maybe Dracula was involved. I fear you are correct, especially since I have magical power. Wait a minute, you lost your memory in 1999. It is now 2035. You look like you're about 40-something. This is just not adding up. I don't remember when I was 7. Honestly, I don't remember anything from, like, before 12. Like, barely, so I may as well be a different person. How old is this dude? He's at least 60? I mean, good on him for having not only a full head of hair, but, like, brown hair. I fear you are correct, especially since I have magical power. I mean, you have a new identity by now. But if you've, like, lived 35 years, that's more than you've lived before that. Sorry, I'm okay. This is a video game. I'm good. Okay, so I may be spoiled who that is. But I'm just wondering, though, like, you know... Why is he wearing, I just want to know why he's wearing stuff that you might have wore in 1670. Like, did he wear that to parties? How fun is this guy to hang out with? Did he wear that, like, casually all over the place? Okay, I may not be able to do... I may not be able to do the cream pies. But... hot curry. Yeah, that makes sense, Fred. I guess within reason, like having a couple drinks, getting a little loose, I'm sure is fine, but when you start getting belligerent, and you start, like, probably slurring badly and maybe passing out, saying some strange things, maybe at that point, the drinking would be a problem. I guess it's subjective. It's a subjective rule. I get it. I mean, it makes sense to me. Yeah, I'm wondering what the rule is on the wacky tobacco, if any, because that shit is becoming legal in many states, so I have to wonder. Probably nothing, right? I mean, if it's legal where you live, but maybe just don't roll a blunt on your stream. Like, hey, this is, Jimmy Vinesauce with, blunt rolling tutorial. Someone just said, I've literally seen people smoke crack on stream. Okay, wait a minute. It's not that I don't believe you. I'm going to be clicking your name so I can see your messages. Can you go into a little bit more detail, please? Okay. I can now see your messages. A, was it on Twitch? B, how many viewers did they have? C, did they get banned? Well, any detail you have, we have some friends that want to know. John Twitch is on the case. But don't tell me who they are. I don't need to know that information. I don't really care. I just want to know everything but who they are. It was on Twitch. They had like 100 viewers and climbing because someone started spreading the link to the stream around on Reddit. I know those Redditors, man. They're real, like, dangerous people. I was always told not to associate with them. Crackheads and the like, of course. No, but seriously, I get what you're saying. It's just the shocking, like, oh, this is happening, I have to go watch this. A more wretched hive of scum and villainy. Jumping while taking damage restores health. Dormage? But I feel like it depends on the substance, too, like, you know, like, if pot is legal in your state and you're streaming and you like, do like 30 bong hits to the face, you might zone out. I mean, you might fall asleep. I wonder if that falls under the same law. I mean, this is just conversational now. Like, I'm just talking to you guys like I would be having a conversation. I'm just genuinely interested. But I feel like alcohol can bring out the worst in people. It has the potential to do so. Sorry, drinkers. And I feel like this is a huge, gross generalization. But if we're doing generalizations, I would say that smoking, like, 3 giant bong hits to the face, you'd probably be talking about dolphins for a half hour. And about how, like, they were the people before people. And that you could swear that they have, like, connections to some kind of, like, subterranean alien race that's one day going to come back and visit us, like the movie The Abyss. Vinny, weed isn't DMT. I mean, you're right, but at the same time, man, I'm just saying, those dolphins are real interesting. Is your weed a mushroom? I'm just saying, it's real interesting. Also, DMT, you wouldn't even be able to speak. You're just, like, fucking, you blast off into space. This is, genuinely, I've not done that. I'd be too fucking terrified to do that, but, the documentary about it, you know, discussion about it, the machine elves, all the fucking craziness surrounding it. Mike Tyson recently came forward saying that he did DMT like 2 months ago. And he said it was like dying. And it was amazing, and he got, like, knowledge from it. Like, forbidden knowledge. But he doesn't know what it was. He got forbidden knowledge, he remembers it being a profoundly, profound experience. Yet, he wasn't able to remember, because it's like, you know, waking up from a dream, that kind of thing. He also bit a dude's ear. Yeah, but that was before the DMT trip. Here's a better question. What's Twitch's policy about talking about drugs? The death penalty? Well, it was nice knowing you all. Yeah, I guess we'll find out. It's not like there's any admins here. Oh wait, hello admin. Oh, I'm just talking about it. You know, I don't think it's a violation of TOS. I don't condone the use of any drug. Of course. Yeah, this isn't like a recommendation stream. This is just a discussion stream. You know what I'm saying? Apparently, Mike Tyson's also opening up a weed farm. Like he's like 2022. He'll be opening a compound in California where he could grow weed and sell it. Someone said, "I no longer understand the world we live in." Took you this long? I believe another Twitch admin has joined the stream. So, Mr. Twitch admin, I have to ask you a question. Am I in trouble? If you can hear me, blink twice. If I'm in trouble, blink once. Okay, someone earlier said I was on the front page of Twitch. I'm good. I'm good. I'm not. So we can have these conversations. We're good now. Vinny, what was your 2018 Game of the Year? I really can't choose. I did a little stream where I talked about it. Vinny, you're featured on Twitch. No? No, I mean, I thought people were saying I was featured earlier. Being on the front page because of the number of viewers is like a different thing. But yeah, I'm not in the featured category. That would be kind of embarrassing. We're talking about like fucking shrooms. I see some Robinsons up there. Videos you may like, and they're two of my videos. No, I did a video about my favorite games of 2018, and I really couldn't choose any one game. I think I had the most fun playing Monster Hunter at first. Monster Hunter World. That game grabbed me like an addiction for a while. And then I would also say Smash Ultimate, I still am addicted to that, so that definitely counts. Then again, it's just a really good Smash game, so it's, you know, of course it's up there for me. And then, Slay the Spire is up there as well. Vinny, I just refreshed and you actually are featured. What the fuck is happening? Okay, I'm gonna go back to the front page. And you're correct, I am. Hello, fellow viewers out there in video world. It's me, Vinny Vinesauce, your friendly neighborhood streamer, here to tell you that drugs aren't cool. You shouldn't do drugs. You can discuss them with your friends, or maybe your local priest or rabbi, or community steward, but I definitely wouldn't recommend doing them. Someone in chat said, you don't need drugs to have a good time, they just really help. Don't listen to that viewer. If everything is going right in your life 100% of the time, you'll have a great time in life. And that's easy. You know, moments like this brings me back to the wise words of a very wise man. Super Mario. He said, you go to hell before you die. And as we all know, Super Mario played Captain Lou Albano in that commercial. I heard girls just want to have fun today. At my local deli, where I was getting coffee. And I was... Whenever I hear that song, I can't help but think of the Super Mario Brothers Super Show. Because Cyndi Lauper was in the Super Show, and I think Captain Lou was her manager. So every time I hear it, it brings me back to that fucking weird basement. And it is a really entertaining show to this day. You can still watch the Super Show and enjoy it. It's not good. I mean, when we were kids, well, when I was a kid, when it was on... It did the trick. Now it's just kind of, you know, the campiest of all things. But the guest stars are fun. Watching Captain Lou have minimal lines while Danny Wells does all the heavy lifting, that makes me happy. The cartoons are just filled with references. It's all just like fairy tales and movies and pop culture shit. The animation errors are amazing. These dancing areas with the dancing ghosts. They're just always here. There's every fucking Castlevania game. There's a dancing ghost. Doesn't matter how many times they get killed. Doesn't matter how many times Dracula gets killed and his castle gets destroyed. They keep showing up. They keep dancing. Those ghosts are the suckers that go back to the Fire Festival. Like, they went the first night, they slept in the shitty tents, and then the next year they're like, hey, we're doing Fire Festival again. It's gonna be hot. And then they go back to it. There's a segment in that documentary, the Fire Festival documentary, that enraged me. And it was some dude who said that he got there, and the idea is the tents were all shitty. They were like small tents, and they only had shitty beds in them, and there was like mud getting in them. And this one dude was saying that he didn't want to share a tent with anyone. Him and his friends didn't want to share tents. So him and his friends went into all the adjacent tents, poked holes in them, stole the mattresses, and in some cases pissed on the mattresses. So that other people wouldn't have to be next to them. I mean, this isn't quite the level of blending beavers to get an entire population of a town sick. But it's close. Well, it's not really even close. It's just scummy. They weren't rich. Well, the idea was, from what I understand, the Fire Festival, they advertised it. Like, they made it viral on social media by paying influencers, like myself, to talk about it and post pictures. And the idea of this festival was that you get to hang out with celebrities and you watch these concerts on an exclusive island that they bought in the Bahamas. Apparently, they bought, or they were going to buy Pablo Escobar's island, and it was this remote island. And they had one rule from the Pablo Escobar estate, which was don't say that this island was owned by Pablo Escobar. That's all they had to do, and they would have been able to keep this private island. In the first tweet they made, in the first video they made, or the first Instagram post they made, they said it was Pablo Escobar's island. And thus they got banned from the island. Who? I think he was a drug lord. Yeah, this documentary is just a testament to human stupidity, in my opinion. It's wonderful. This enemy looks like something you'd see on like a MS-DOS stream on a Sunday. As like the main character. Mesmerizes the enemy. Oh, okay. I thought Soma Cruz was mesmerizing enough on his own. Escobar was the drug lord. Vinny saying Escobar was a drug lord is like saying the Beatles were just some kids who had a band. Fair enough. That's a good analogy. It's something that I've been aware of. But I never seen nothing like it. Yeah, I never did the research. We will rock it. Vinny, go to bed. Yes, that's correct. What is this thing? This little meat. Does this have a good soul? His soul gives you a discount at Hammer's shop. Well, maybe he'll dig himself out of that hole next time. Vinny, in Japanese mythology, the Tsuchinoko has a double jump and likes to drink alcohol. Oh, okay then. Alright then. Alright then. Mythical snake proven to exist by Soma Cruz in 2035. Alright then. It was in Snake Eater as well? 2 years is a long time. You're practically a different person in 2 years. Many of the cells in my body have died and regenerated into something new in the past 2 years. So, I think we're back. Castle Game Yacht has returned after an unfortunate XSplit crash thanks to Duster from Mother 3. Now you know the backstory. And we're right back in. So, what can I say about this game that I haven't already said? I can say it is green. No, this game is great. It's been an absolute joy to revisit it. I wish it was a little darker. But again, I know it's bright because of the Game Boy Advance. There's a little meat in the corner, that's right. Maybe like, you like saturate it. Yeah, look at that. Yeah, dark. Now it's dark Castlevania. There's a filter or some sort of mod that fixes GBA colors. Really? That exists? I guess it would have to be custom for each game though, because trying to assume the intent of what the original designers were going for. There's a tool-assisted run of this game online that I watched a little bit of, and I don't get it. Because almost every enemy drops their soul on the first kill. RNG manipulation? Oh, okay, well now I get it. I don't get it really, but, you know, I understand what you're saying. Wow, you look at this! Look at this, it's Rope Snake's twin. You son of a bitch, what the what's down there that's so interesting? Okay, I killed it once. No more farming. Your name, Somari Cruz. You're equal parts Sonic and Mario. And Tom Cruise. Your job, to steal the Declaration of Independence. Various jump and attack inputs move around the values of the RNG table. I see. Okay, well that's all I need to know there. I'm sure there's a lot more information, but I get what you're saying. Really interesting stuff, though. I'd recommend checking out the tool-assisted run if you're, finished watching this playthrough or whatever, and you just want to see what it looks like to be the very best. The best there ever was. Why is Twitch telling me you have 0 viewers? I guess the bots are all offline. Let me do a quick check. Are the view bots? You guys in the audience, you're all the view bots? I've been told that there are view bots. All of you. Each and every one of you. You're working? Okay, they're working. The 7 human viewers that are actually here, the view bots are working again, so that's a glitch on Twitch's end. Note to potential Twitch admins watching the stream, this is a satirical bit that I'm doing. What is satire? Twitch bots do not understand. Did you say bits? Did you know you could get a discount on bits by watching 7 ads in a row? Harn, funny joke. I know I missed a couple other things that I have to slide to get. This is gonna be gross, but I have to ask the question because I seem to recall this existing, but I don't know what it's from. Can someone tell me what this following line is from? And I'm sorry in advance, it's going to be gross. The line is as follows. I'll bet you taste alright. What is that? What is that from? I remember hearing that someplace, and I hate it, but I want to know what it is. Lord of the Rings. No. YOLO 2? Oh, is the video YOLO 2, Michael Cusack. Right, okay, got it. Thanks. YOLO! Yeah, that guy. That video. Quick question, if anyone knows, is the vacuum suck in this game too? Why are you able to attack with food? This is a very silly game sometimes. It's really spicy. That's what it is. It's hot. Collect souls to increase strength. Every soul you get just makes you stronger. That's good. That will become more and more useful. I like that. Would you ever play Limbo of the Lost again? No, I would not. That was abject horror. It was just painful. Like, it wasn't even that funny. When it was funny. Great, you know, fair enough. But man, that game was fucking boring. There's like 10 to 12 hours of just pain. And the controls fighting against you and... Ugh. Would you play Cry of Fear again? No. No. Walk on water surfaces. Okay, I know what to do with that. And sword. Hrunting. Poison secreting sword. Sword looks green. Use it, it's pink. Hrunting is from Beowulf. Is that the name of Beow's sword? You ever wonder why Scott Baio never played Beowulf? Because you shouldn't wonder these things. And I shouldn't say things that stupid. Hrunting was a weapon that Beowulf was given to fight Grundle, I believe. It's funny how Grundle has come to mean something very different these days. Even though I believe it was Grendel, not Grundle. Yeah. But... I don't know if that was intentional, but I loved it. Thanks. Is this Dawn of Sorrow all over again? And if so, can I get some popcorn? Yes. There's gonna be a couple souls that I want. Are you kidding me? This is the best part. This is gonna be it. What'd I tell you? So between that and the mystical stick from earlier, have I developed some kind of, like, superpowers? I just got some godlike RNG. No shit! Soma Cruz does not look like he has this voice. I will be honest with you. Soma Cruz, to me, in my head, sounds like Tom Holland from Spider-Man. I got the suck vacuum! So, for those that didn't watch the Dawn of Sorrow streams, I've dubbed this the best soul in all of the game. And it is also now the best soul in this game. Look at it. It's just a bone vacuum. Like, that means that Dracula's magic was somehow able to create a bone vacuum. That's all you need to know, really, but it's just wonderful. And it's actually a useful ability, too. Not only does it look cool, but it gives you health back. So I need a save point pretty bad right now, because I don't want to lose these souls that I have acquired. Hammer just waiting to make sales. Just waiting for people to show up so we can sell something to someone. Hammer's like, I could be helping. You know, like I'm a big, strong lad that probably can use guns. But I'm just gonna let Soma do all the work while I make money off of him. He is ripped. You're right. No, he's ripped. Very, very strong. You can tell he works his body to the limit. Like, the dude works out a lot. Probably pulls lots of muscles while trying to get so strong. Alright, this is stupid. And you know what the worst part is? The worst part is there are so many people that don't know what this Rip the Skin reference is. It's just so awful. It's time to stop. I think, yeah, I mean, the way Hammer works out, he probably is the boss of the gym that he goes to. That's correct. And that's after me saying I was gonna stop. It was awesome. I got home today. Heat was broken. So, you know, had to get that fixed. And while that was happening, and it was cold, you know, it was cold as fuck, as usual. So I put the oven on. That was cool. I mean, it worked. At least it wasn't 7 degrees again. That's true. It was a nightmare, but the problem is, like, the cold just retained. So, yeah, a couple blankets were helpful in these times of trouble. And I didn't burn the house down with the oven, but it was good because I just warmed it up for a little bit and then turned it off. And then the heaters did the rest, the space heaters. But what a nightmare it's been this past week in New York. Again, I think it's worth it. I like living in New York City too much to want to move. Didn't your heat break last year? My heat breaks every year, but oil heat is just, you know, it's old. I get that the city isn't for everyone, but I genuinely love living here. No electric space heaters? No, I have them. They just don't heat up quickly. So, it was a big, you know, it was just cold for an extended period of time. Earl Heat. I had an uncle that worked for the Earl Company. That's how my grandfather and my great uncle would say it. Just these old Italian guys, you know, but like Americanized Italian, New Yorkers. And they would just call it Earl. So I always had the uncle that worked for the Earl Company. Which is probably why, you know, Earl Heat is still a thing. Apparently a lot of people still use Earl. Your uncle didn't work at Nintendo? No. What is Earl? Oil? It's just they said oil like Earl. I don't know. They liked it. They liked saying Earl. And they knew it was wrong, but they just kept saying it. I'm kind of surprised I didn't explore this area. This is an early, low-level area. I just passed over it entirely. Speaking of uncles, there's a club in my town called Faux. F-A-U-X. Vin, you gotta come to my cousin's club. It's called Club Faux. Is it real? No. Alright, thanks. There's one requirement, though. If you're gonna come to my club, you have to pay to get in, and you have to bring girls. Okay, so then what's the point? I'm not really into clubs. Yeah, it's about $400, and you have to buy a mandatory bottle of champagne. So wait, why am I doing this? Because Eva Mendes! Vin, you gotta come to my cousin's festival. It's called Fire Festival. Blink 182 are gonna be there. Sum 41. Lump Sum 967. Barnacle 45. They'll be there. Firefest, it's called. We just need you to spot us a couple thousand. You get to hang with the celebrities. Your own private villa. Wait, really? My own private villa? And then you get there, it's a box. But they're actually, you know, they sell... There's some, like, websites that, exists. Like, This Is Why I'm Broke. For just rich people. It's just crazy. Well, some of it's cheaper. Some of it's stuff that's just, like, you know, random, like, tech stuff, or, like, oh god. I wouldn't even really know where to begin. Like a Death Star ice cube tray, right? And then other things cost like $2 million. Like a trip to some private home. But I was gonna say they actually sell like boxes that you can put like tents in your backyard that you could just live in. And I went on the website. And here are the items. This is a good example. These are the popular items that are on this website. Take a look at this. No phone air, which is just nothing, for $6. You get nothing. You lose. Good day, sir. You get a prefabricated shipping container for $36,000. And you can just live in here. Right? Or you can get prank money wads. Which actually kind of sounds like a good prank. If, you know, just put some dog poop on it and you're good to go. But, yeah, the stuff I was talking about was stuff like this. Like, you could just make your own shit. You know, like a box. So, that's what kind of website this is. Which is just, to me, is nuts. That you can have... You can buy nothing next to a thing that you can buy for $36,000. And then you have this, I don't even know what this is. This doesn't even have a price. The ones without prices are usually more expensive. Oh god. Oh god, no. No, god, no. Please, god, no, god, no. Why? I like the show. Why are you doing this with the pickles? Stop with the pickles. Stop! No more pickles! I want to continue liking the show. On the next page, yeah, there's Pickled Dick. Thank you for that suggestion. That's a good joke. I should bring that... I should hire you as a writer. Vinny, if you had the chance to write a screenplay for some sitcom pilot, how would it be? I'd call it Public Access, and it would be a rip-off of The Office, or, you know, Parks and Rec, even though I've only seen The Office. There's a concept I came up with 10 years ago when I was working at the public access station, because the people that exist... Picture this. You have a show about people putting on community television shows and thinking they're the hottest shit on the planet. Egos like you wouldn't believe for shows that 7 people watch. And I don't mean that in a dismissive, like terrible way. Like, I'm happy that they were doing something with their time. It was YouTube before YouTube. But you think about it like this. They're still doing this in a world where YouTube exists and where the internet exists. And they were just, every year, they were convinced was going to be their year. They were convinced that was the year they were going to make it. And the shows were bizarre. There was karaoke with cats. There was, like, rock shows with like, a mob theme. There was, Terrible Tim, who many of you know, that's from Staten Island Public Access. I know Terrible Tim. There's industrial television, there's all these crazy shows that existed that are, I think, just endlessly fascinating and cheesy. And some good ones too. There was like the psychic shows. I'm not saying those were the good ones, but there were some decent ones. There's infomercials shows that weren't allowed. There was nepotism, there was corruption, there was some greed, there was a lot of terrible things that happened that made me absolutely miserable, but that's a whole other story. That would be like season 5 drama. But yeah, it was just me and my friend Paul had this idea to just write this into a show called Public Access. And just put some of the people that we met into characters. And then invent some other ones, of course. And it would be, you could just have so much, and it could be kind of like The Office. You could do one of those. Doesn't have to be anything terribly complex. Vinny, you realize you're falling into the same trap your characters are. I mean, I don't think I'm all that amazing. I just like streaming video games. Is that what you're talking about? I'm also not on public access TV. I was, but that was for fun. That was for funsies. Yeah, I really enjoyed doing those public access shows, but they were never for the purpose of trying to, like, make it. I'm not criticizing, I just thought they were endearing and also kind of funny. But the worst part of having to leave that job was that I actually did become, like, friends with a lot of people that were, you know, that worked there, that went and did shows there. And the weirder, the better. Unless the one issue I had was when I was trying to work and people would come to me and talk to me for hours, or try to. That was the one issue, because I can be kind of introverted to begin with. And most of the time, I'd like to just, you know, just sit there and get my shit done, listen to some music. But if people were, you know, kind of... It's one thing to ask me for help, but it's another thing to ask me for help and then use that as like kind of a way to draw me away from other work that I then have to finish tomorrow, and that happened a lot. That was the one issue in the early days. And then later on, the reason I had to leave the job, or I really needed to, is because they wouldn't give me a raise. It was like shittiest pay ever for basically someone that knew how to do all the, like, stuff there. So I learned how to do everything over the years. At one point, I was keeping, like, the shows on the air because people were leaving, people were getting fired, people were getting treated badly, and then people who were connected politically began to embezzle money out of the place. Allegedly, or it felt like that, you know, allegedly. And they were breaking, like, rules that were really, at this point, rules that applied to everybody but them. They were censoring shows. There was, like, a war against the community, and they wouldn't let me do my shows anymore. And it was really, really demoralizing and terrible. And they would put me on these... Okay, I had to do a 3-camera shoot by myself one time for a 2.5-hour show. I filmed 3.5 hours of it, and then I had to edit all 3 cameras by myself. I'm sorry this has turned into a complaint stream. I'm good now, but I want to let you know what happens, because this is... someone asked, so I'm going to tell you the truth. So I edited the whole thing by myself. I had to do audio. It was like a talent show. The audio was terrible, but I had to do it. I had to fix it. I had to color grade. This thing took me a month and a half to do. And I worked really hard on it. I put my heart and soul into it. I had to do graphics all by myself. No one else was able to help me. And they wanted me to do it by myself. I did it by myself. I was really happy with the way it came out. Not even a thank you. And then when I asked for even a little bit of a raise, no raise. On top of me editing that, I had to also do my other duties that I did. Like, so I had to continue working. on the other stuff, which was to keep, like, my job at the place was to ingest television shows into the system so that they could be played. I had to learn TriCaster, but for like 3 years I did tapes. We used DVC Pro for years, but I loved it there and I didn't want to leave. I genuinely made connections with people that I enjoyed going someplace every day and being subjected to weirdness and nice people, and I liked the work I did. It felt rewarding, and I wouldn't have left if things didn't get so fucking terrible. So, and I had a good boss for 2.5 years. So, anyway, sorry to complain. It's just someone asked, and that was that's the story of my job, of my public access job. For the record, none of that would be in the show. Would you make yourself the Jim of the show? I probably wouldn't be in my own show. Maybe as a cameo. Well, for example, in The Office, BJ Novak played Ryan, and he was a writer. Mindy Kaling was a writer. She played Kelly. And Toby was a writer as well. And he hated acting, so he would write him out of scenes. He would write himself out of the show as much as possible. And Mindy Kaling liked making him uncomfortable, so she would write all kinds of fucked up things for him to do. And she would give him as much screen time as possible. It was all in good fun, though. It was japes. They enjoyed themselves. It was just, yeah, they were just fucking around. And they didn't hate, they love each other. They're like best friends. And again, it's one thing, maybe he could just say, hey, I don't want to be in this scene, I don't want to do this, and maybe she would have just been like, yeah, sure. But at the same time, you're working on The Office. You're acting next to Steve Carell. It sounds pretty good. Sounds stressful? Well, yeah, I mean, for me, anything like that would be really stressful, because it's fucking... Imagine trying to, like, keep it together in a scene with him. What's your favorite guilty pleasure song? I like some Smash Mouth, unironically. And, I don't know, it's hard to explain. Don't have a ton of guilty pleasure songs that I'm aware. I like Coldplay. I like 3 of their first albums. I love Oasis. I know that's a shitty thing for me to like. People hate Oasis. So, I mean, guilty. I don't like Nickelback. I can't do it. I just can't do it. I love Tears for Fears. That's not a guilty pleasure, right? Welcome to your life. I like dudes that... Fuck! I just kicked my heater over. Oops. Falling yet again in that same spot. No, it's good. It's fine. It's a small one. It's all good. I tend to like a lot of 80s songs, and I especially like people from the 80s that sound like that. So I don't know what guilty pleasure means in this case, because I just enjoy it. I think it's great. I don't really like top 40 songs. There's a lot of pop music. Whatever's popular at the moment, it's hard for me to get... I can't do it. I don't know, man. Like, when I went onto Michael Jackson's Spotify page earlier to see what song I wanted to play before I streamed, the first song, the top song on the Michael Jackson Spotify page was the posthumous release with Drake. And I listened to a second of it, and I heard Drake's voice auto-tune go, whoa! And I was like, huh? And then you have one of the best vocalists of all time, and I'm just like, I don't get it. How is this guy the most popular? Listen, whatever you like, that's good. Don't feel guilty about it. I don't want to take that away from you, because I like some weird shit. If I played Sigur Rós, the amount of people that would make depressing sad boy emotes and give me shit about it. I know. I get it. I'm a boomer old man who doesn't like pop music. I don't get Drake. I don't get it. And I don't know how Michael Jackson that's the most popular song that Michael Jackson has at the moment. After, with all the hits, and it's not even that good of a song. Like, in terms of MJ, there are so many better songs. No, the boomer thing, people call me a boomer as a joke. I know I fit into the millennial category on a technical level. Whatever I am, you can say whatever you want. You can, throw a label on me. That's fine. I'm used to it. I'm just some asshole, and I'm happy with that. Or I'm working on being more happy with that. Let's put it that way. I'm just, you know, whatever. Vinny, my cat is in heat and I don't know what to do. I don't know how to help you with that problem. But thank you for looking to me for answers on this very specific and difficult issue. What happened? Who is listening to Imagine Dragons? How are they popular? Someone says, are people really discovering music from car commercials? Who is their target demographic? Well, at the moment, the two biggest things in rock, I believe, are Imagine Dragons and Greta Van Fleet. And I watched their Saturday Night Live performance because I heard it was interesting. And I look in the comments and it's just people calling the dude a hobbit, which isn't nice. But there's a connection. Lord of the Rings is something that Led Zeppelin would sing about frequently. It was not that good. No, there was a lot of sloppiness. To be fair, I wouldn't be able to play on SNL without losing my shit. So I'm not judging the kids. They're doing their best. But they're doing their best to sound like Led Zeppelin, and they're even dressing like Led Zeppelin. And it's just so awkward. Oh, God, I don't understand it. I don't get how people are putting these kids on the top billing. I've always said, listen, I want rock to thrive, but I want it to thrive in an interesting direction. I want it to do something like original, or fun, or at least good. But these kids, they're doing their best, but they're still sounding like Led Zeppelin. And they were in the news. I think they said something like the lead singer was like, "We want people to stop comparing us to Led Zeppelin." It's like, all right, one, people are gonna do that exact opposite thing just to spite you, because they have a lot of people that hate them. Which, I mean, let's face it, it's kind of not their fault that they got so popular. They're young, they love Led Zeppelin, they sound like Led Zeppelin, and people just latched onto it. So, I can't hate them, I just don't like their music. And SNL proved to me they need a lot of work. I'm, again, not trying to be a rotten, miserable bastard about this, but it's rough, man. So yeah, they say they don't want to be compared to Led Zeppelin, but yet they sound and dress like Led Zeppelin. Led Zeppelin stole a bunch of their hits, so it's only fair. I'm not saying, like, oh god, these kids are so great because they're spiting Led Zeppelin. I don't care about the integrity of Led Zeppelin. I'm talking about the integrity of this band. You're right, they did do that. Early on, they took a lot of stuff and they borrowed a lot of things, but they also have tons of their own original shit. It's a conversation we've had 1,000 times. But it's like, this isn't about me, I don't feel like Led Zeppelin needs to be vindicated here. I don't really care about that. It's more about them asking not to be compared to Led Zeppelin when they're trying real hard to continue sounding like Zeppelin. I don't know. There's a lot to unpack here. I don't get it. Who cares? Yeah, I guess you're right. Who does care? I don't care that much. Just topic of conversation for the stream. But, when you have, like, rock in such a bad place, and people are like, there's no good rock around, rock is dead, and then people point to Greta Van Fleet as, like, the saviors of rock and roll, which is happening, I can't help but be a little pissed. It's kind of like, well, no, I mean, King Gizzard exists, Pond exists, UMO exists, there's a lot of really great bands out there. Yeah, Queens of the Stone Age. And I don't even, like, need, like, something, like a fucking amazing new thing necessarily. I just want to hear a good album. If it's just a good rock album, I'm happy with that. Anyway. So that's that. Someone said something about using the curly soul up here. Where exactly? If you do it, save first? Okay, I don't know what the hell this is, but I will save first. Oh, I just found a new area. Yeah, just purposefully confusing. Just to trip up the player. Save first because it glitches you out of the map. Oh, so this isn't a real thing then. This isn't like a thing that you're supposed to be doing. This is a glitch. New Tool album? Yeah, how about that new Tool album? Listen, I like Tool. I didn't love 10,000 Days. I was born on the very day that Dracula was destroyed. So in short, That means that I am Dracula. Whoa, cool leap of logic you just took there, dude. I can't remain here any longer. I must get to the throne. Your name is Soma, right? You are wrong, Soma. I will not allow you to rule. Where did his eye go? What is that face? Okay, so I'm gonna save. And I have the curly soul, so what now? We still never saw how Julius managed to finally defeat Dracula for good. That would make a good Castlevania game. Rick Kicker Soul gives you the Richter kick. Kicker Skeleton is the only optional ability soul. I really want that. Kicker. Yeah, I have to get that. So it's the kick from Smash. And from, obviously, Symphony and Rondo. I will get it in 5 tries. 1, 2. Feels good. Head to one of the rooms with the top section on it. Go to the top left corner, use Curly Soul in the tiny space. Okay, now what? What the fuck, dude? I don't think I'm supposed to be here. Wait, what am I even doing this for anyway? This is just for fun? Oh, I thought there was like a specific item that people wanted me to get. Oh, okay. I thought using this glitch I could get, like, something kind of cool. I'm not gonna save. No. At this point, I don't want to screw up my save file. I got some good soul. But I'm not a soul. I got soul, but I'm not a soldier. Can I go on a rant again? Let me get on the soapbox. I'm sure people love that. Let me talk about how Greta Van Zeppelin isn't real music. We'll talk about Earl. And let me talk about how the line, I've got soul, but I'm not a soldier, is amazing. No, I'm not gonna bitch about it. I think it's actually kind of funny. The line just makes me laugh, and every time I hear it, I think about Justin Timberlake lip-syncing it in the Southland Tales movie with The Rock, where The Rock says, I'm a pimp, and pimps don't commit suicide. I'm a pimp, and pimps... That's all I'm gonna type. No, that's... I just got a bunch of Biggie Smalls. And pimps don't commit suicide.
I've never considered committing suicide.
Wow, this is a crusty audio.
I've never considered committing suicide.
This is The Rock, believe it or not.
I'm a pimp. And pimps don't commit suicide.
So that was a line written by the guy who wrote Donnie Darko. That's his movie. That's his follow-up to Donnie Darko, or one of, I think. It's called Southland Tales, and it is a bizarre, strange, terrible movie that I've watched twice, because it is somewhat watchable and somewhat good sometimes, so it's kind of worth checking out, but you will suffer through it because it's too long, and some of it's so boring that it's not even worth sitting through. And it is originally a comic, but didn't the guy who did Donnie Darko write the comic, or am I mistaken? It's about time and space distortions and pimps not committing suicide, etc. And I'm almost dead already. Wow, Clock Tower has not been toned down. But yeah, essentially the movie is like a more schmaltzy, schlocky version of Donnie Darko with The Rock. And but when people, like talk about how Donnie Darko is the best thing ever, I like to refer them to Southland Tales so they can see what the director was also able to do. It's weird because Castlevania as a whole has some great lore, but on an individual level, like the DS games, I feel they're adequate, but they don't like blow me away. But then you get into like some of the meat of the overall story, and it's pretty good. It's the world building is, I think, excellent in Castlevania. But some of the characters are a little iffy, I agree with that. Some, not all. Some pretty well fleshed out and good. Why would I even need to get in there? I just spent half my health trying to get into a place for no reason. Vinny, why does only one of your 90 emotes start with capital V? Dear God. Yeah, I noticed that. That was an accident. See, the Vine old emote, I made a mistake. As a result of Vine old. But anyway, this boss is where I'm gonna stop tonight. And, then we'll take a look at the art.
Ah, Alucard, what brings you to the castle?
I've left my comic books here.
Which ones?
Southland Tales.
I read that junk, Alucard!
And the Rock talking about being a pimp
Is not accurate. Do you know how many pimps commit suicide each year?
I would know. It was weird being a child and watching HBO and seeing a show called Hookers on the Point, Pimps Up, Hoes Down, and not knowing what these things were. Yeah, I would see that in the channel guide. I wouldn't, like, really wouldn't want to watch it, but I remember seeing the title of it and I was like, what? I know people think that the thing on his robe looks like a bone dong, but I swear to God, it's not. Oh man, this RNG. Good RNG! That was fucking incredible, actually. Allows you to walk while underwater. Okay, so we have on water and underwater. All you had to do was call his belt a bone dong, and he immediately wanted to leave. And they say sticks and stones can't break your bone. Okay, more Castlevania. Starting a little bit late, and yet again, sadly not devoting the full amount of time to Castlevania that I would like to. So we're in the clock tower. I think one of the last things I did was defeat death. Colonel, I've managed to avoid dying! What was the last upgrade? Oh, I can walk underwater. Okay, I know what to do with that. When I stream Order of Ecclesia, the music is gonna sound so much nicer. The DS had a way nicer sounding sound chip. And again, listen to this and compare it to Mother 3, and it's just like, wait a minute, this is the same system? This is the same platform? What? Oh no, don't get me wrong, the music is fantastic in this game. It's really well composed, it's nice to listen to. It's just, you know, it sounds very compressed. So, there's a couple places that I'm thinking, but there's that one underwater area that I knew I had to get some upgrade for. I'm gonna try to go there. So there's a video entitled... There's just a video that showed up on my YouTube page today called Link's Mother is a Tree in Ocarina of Time. I'm going to repeat this. Link's mother is a tree. I want to show you the thumbnail because it's quite beautiful. Or no. Actually, I was incorrect. Look at this. Look at this thumbnail. Link's mom is a house? How Link's mom turned into a house in Ocarina of Time. Now, I actually did watch the whole thing. I'm not sure why I might have rewound or whatever. The point is, I watched it. And I hate to say this. I almost believe that it's true. Hear me out. There's a comic about Link's parents that came out in Germany, and it goes over the details of what happened to Link and how, you know, Link's father passed away. I'm serious. It's a persuasive video. I recommend watching it. Find out for yourself. Do the research, man. I now get why people believe in Flat Earth. The idea being, let me go over it. If you want to watch it, go watch it now or watch it whenever, but here's the gist of it. There's a comic, and it shows you that when you enter Kokiri Forest, you become a plant. Except Link, but because he's the chosen one or something. But, when Link's mom goes to Kokiri Forest to drop off Link, she turns into a plant after meeting the Great Deku Tree. And in the background of the picture where she turns into a plant, of the panel rather, you can see 3 houses. And if you, like, go to those areas in Ocarina of Time, it's that house. It's Mido's house. So you can actually do the comparison to the panels in the comic. Mido lives inside Link's mom, yes. which is the ultimate insult to Link. But yeah, no, obviously this is a very silly topic, and I want to recommend checking out the video, but know that the comics aren't canon, and this is all just for fun. But when I saw the thumbnail, I was like, really? Is this really what's happening now in my life, where YouTube is recommending videos like this? And then I watched it, and I was like, oh, the Earth is flat. Space isn't real. I get it. Yeah, there is the Stalfos thing. I believe there's a character in Ocarina that actually becomes a Stalfos. Like a peripheral character that goes into the woods. He's the character, I think he's the mayor's son or something. And he looks like he's been huffing Deku smoke. The carpenter's son? You sure that's not the mayor? Vin, do you plan to play Kingdom Hearts 3? I've been getting this question a lot, I guess from people that don't watch the streams that often. I've never played Kingdom Hearts. I would not do the stream justice. And I'm not all that interested in the series, I'm sorry to say. I'm sure it's wonderful, and I'm glad it's good. I'm happy that people got a game that they can enjoy. It's been reviewed nicely. And, the worst thing is you wait 11 years or whatever it's been, and then the game sucks. Doesn't seem like that's the case. So, I'm happy for you Kingdom Hearts fans, but, yeah, it's not my thing. So, enjoy! Go ahead and enjoy. Vinny, thank you. I'm so glad you're going to pass on the game. Well, that's an interesting compliment. The clock tower is still deadly. And all this for a pitch black suit. This better be good. It's got a lot of defense. It's got some intelligence, and it's a little worse. I feel like I'm playing Mother 3 again. The extra defense is nice, though. I had to just make sure. And I was also reading some comments about, ignoring things in canon versus, I don't know. I get what you're saying, like, if you're directly ignoring things that aren't canon, or that are canon in a game to make a research video, that's a little screwed up. But in this case, I think it's just a fun video. It doesn't necessarily try to raise the case with like, that is definitely Link's mom, and if you don't believe it, then screw you. It's more of, hey, here's this weird comic, and Link's mom might be a tree. But the thumbnail is a little bit clickbaity, which is why I watched it. I was like, I have to find out what this is. Even if just to talk about it on stream, I have to find out what this nonsense is. Oh dear lord. Medusa heads, please. Burt Gang. Wow. It's good. There's a new YouTuber called Burt. That's his Burt Gang. It's not flashy, but it looks cool, and it's very powerful. And now the true tests, which is to get back to where I was without dying, and hopefully trying not to use a healing item, because they're expensive. Yeah, I feel like the difficulty in this game is pretty good. By Portrait of Ruin, I think they did a good job at balancing out Metroidvania/RPG with a decent challenge. It's still not as challenging as classic Castlevania, but you know, enough so that you're gonna be at least on edge here and there. Like Symphony of the Night, you can make that game really easy for yourself, and then you can just, you know, walk into spikes and just run around like a mad vampire. No regard for life and limb. Vampire. Would you say there's a good first-timers Castlevania? I'd still say Symphony is the best entry. And then maybe Rondo and Castlevania 4 for classic. So I'd say Symphony, then this, and then Dawn of Sorrow is a good trilogy for people that like Metroidvania, Castlevanias. Igavanias. Let's see. There's still underwater adventures. But Symphony is harder to get. Well, they just did a re-release of Symphony, packaged with Rondo. If you have a PS4, yeah. Oh yeah, it does have the new dubs, that's right. Yeah, that's the PSP version. If you want the classic dubs, you gotta find a way to play it otherwise. And finding a copy is not easy. Unless you live in the future. And the future is now.
You can play Mortal Kombat with a friend across the internet who lives in a different country.
Or whatever Cable Guy said, I don't know. Man, the Cable Guy was a deep movie. I still feel like that gum that I swallowed earlier, by accident, is like something's going on with that gum. It germinates inside me. But here's the question: can you eventually digest gum? Like, how does that? It just takes longer, right? You're gonna grow a gum tree in your stomach. Again, do not try to sing while chewing on gum. It's just not. It's not a good idea. You'll shit it out before you digest it, probably. Well, this is the weirdest advice I've asked for on stream. I feel like that's something that is obvious, but at the same time, you hear a lot of weird, like, old wives' tales. I don't know if that's the proper way to say that, but, like, here's an old wives' tale that I was told. If you go outside and your head is slightly wet, you get sick. Like, you get a cold. Because you're cold. Now, take a look at the chat, and you'll see people that are saying yes and no to that. But my interpretation of that was, if you go outside with a wet head, like with wet hair, you will get, like, a bacterial infection. Or a viral infection. You know what I mean? Like, there's definitely... I don't know what Soma's saying, but... yeah, there's definitely, more to it than just you get sick. Hair doesn't grow thicker when you shave. Gum takes 7 years to digest. Kind of true in the sense that your immune system loses energy to keep you warm. That makes sense. But, you know, like, when I was growing up, I was told, like, oh, if you go out, you'll get sick, like, you'll catch a cold. And in my mind, a cold was like a viral or bacterial infection, so I thought that was bullshit, and my rebellious self was just like, you're lying! You never told me the truth, Mom! And so everything else was wrong, too. Everything they ever told me about the world was wrong. Took me a minute to realize that I actually have a thing. I'm the master of the fish now. The time De Beers had illegal dealings to maintain their diamond monopoly. Can we talk about that for a second? What was that again? That was, was there an ad campaign involved with that? Like, they kind of made up a diamond scarcity so that they could sell their diamonds. Diamonds would be much cheaper if not for De Beers. Right, I read about something like that years ago, but I don't remember exactly what that was. I know that the industry is, like, founded on some bullshit. Diamonds are actually not super rare. Their high value is due to directly holding back stock. I also like the idea that you can get something that looks exactly like a diamond, and the only way to really, like, tell if it's a diamond for real is to go to a super, super, super expensive, like, expert. Vinny, hi, I'm a vegan, not feeling well, and would like to ask you what color of eggs are the best source of protein. That's, that is one of the stranger questions I've received. I don't have an answer for you. Yoshi eggs is the easy answer. Otherwise, I don't know how to answer that question. Also, vegan, I don't think you know what the word vegan means if you're eating eggs. I don't mean to be a dick about it, but the comment was a meme? Oh. I mean, you got me. It was a weird comment to read. Actually, someone compiled. I'm not gonna read it because I don't want to encourage more, intentional stupidity. But I did get from this one person who's been compiling some of the weirdest / dumbest chat messages. Listen, I'm not a smart person. I'm a dumbass. I'm capable of saying the stupidest shit you've ever heard. Let's get that out of the way. However, I have this zip file that's like 15 megabytes of some of the stupidest shit I've ever read in my life, all from this chat. One chat member has been a hero and has been compiling some of these messages, and it's it's glorious. And I'm not gonna show it. Tonight, at least. Maybe I'll go through it and find my favorites. And then I'll have to do like a heavy disclaimer. Note, this will never happen again, so don't expect it. Don't just type stupid shit. There's an old saying that I like, which is, and I'm gonna butcher this because it's been a while, but it's like, a community that gets their laughs by pretending to be idiots will eventually be overrun by idiots that think they're in the right place. You know who said that? Albert Einstein. But, yeah, I guess that's kind of... I thought about it. I thought about, like, doing a little segment where I read some of these messages, and I'll level with you. My real concern was I didn't want to encourage more people to just be, like, epic, you know, Penguin of Doom... just so that they could get on a dumbest member, stream. You know what I mean? I do worry about that, because, as Einstein once said... There are two things that are infinite that I'm aware of. The universe and human stupidity, and I'm not sure about the former. Trident sucks. That actually is a real Einstein quote, apparently. A wonderful chat member with Vinesauce Silver just wrote, "Nothing will be dumber than you, though, but spelled dumber wrong." What a wonderful topic this has become. Got another one for the zip file. Yeah, don't be a minch, chat. Come on. Vinny, if you could time travel to meet just one person, who would it be? I mean, I don't know. That's a hard question to answer, because, I mean, you know, everyone's gonna say Jesus. And, yeah, I would like to meet Jesus. I'm not really a religious person. I want to know if he was real. I want to see if he could miracle. That's too enticing of a person to meet for me to say, like, David Bowie at his, you know, at his career peak or whatever. Or, you know, whoever else, I don't know. Very suspicious of this giant worm. This room only exists for worm. Oh! I just walked away from the soul. It was on the screen, and then I left the screen as it was about to get me. Fuck! Is the worm soul any good? The best in the game? Come on. I can't believe that. Maybe it's better I attack with the sword, that way I'm not tempted to just leave the room immediately. The soul will allow Soma to recover HP while standing around and not moving. Oh, that's not good for a streamer. Guess I do have fast forward bound. I mean... I modified my GBA to have a button that overclocks it at will. I can't believe this. I fucking had the soul. I also now have realized that I have a rewind button. And if I had realized this a moment ago, I could have retrieved the soul. But now it is lost in one of, like, 70 worm deaths. Okay, 5 more. It's gonna be here, 5 more. Four. This is it. No. 6. 7. 8. 9. 10. I've leveled up twice on this fucking worm. Vinny, so healing's not good for streaming, but grinding souls is. Well, one, I appreciate the cap at the end of that. Are you sure you don't have it? Yeah, no, it's not here. Alright, 5 more. And then I'm gonna let the worm win. If anyone wants to edit a worm destruction compilation, like this member of chat just said, It'll be cool. I think that was 3. That was also 3. 3, 4, 4, 5, 4. I am defeated. It wasn't like harvesting the rune sword in Symphony, but it was enough. It was enough pain for one lifetime. It summons nightmares to use as weapons. Well, that's kind of cool. Got that very quickly. Wait a minute, that worm wasn't rare. This soul just summons my Red Dead Redemption horse into like a full sprint suicide run. Just like my Red Dead Redemption horse. That enemy is amazing. I don't think you see that enemy again in Castlevania. Triton. It's got fish legs. I mean, dudes, it's amazing. Everything about this enemy is just, ah. Hey, this is a different worm. Poison worm. These caves are really extensive. Oh, okay. It's a good scene to walk in on. Save your strength. There's no need to speak. Be cautious of him, but don't overexert yourself. What? Yoko! Oh, she's just unconscious. She's still breathing. Do not worry about her. I believe there are other things you need to do. Graham went to the throne. Where's there? What's there? What are you hiding from me? I cannot say. You must go there yourself. And if you don't, you will. If you don't, you will lose Mina and Yoko as well. Their fate is in your hands. What an amazing series of events that past couple minutes was. I'm not acknowledging the 69 chat. I don't care how many times you say nice. Beam skeleton. Oh, fuck off. That's the Nova skeleton. Renamed. You can't just name yourself Beam skeleton and not expect me to know what the fuck you are. Nova skeleton, for the record, is a dreadful, loathsome creature that killed me after I acquired the rune sword after grinding for about an hour, or like 40 minutes or whatever it was. Show the clip? If someone can get me the clip, I'll show it. Wow, I almost just done and died right there. That would mean all the fucking times I killed that worm will have been for naught. God, this is fine. Yeah, that's good. This is from my Symphony of the Night stream from a couple years back. And this was heartbreaking. Could you believe that? That was every topic. I feel very, very happy right now. It's like suddenly an intense wave of happiness overcomes me. I'll probably be using this weapon mostly for the rest of this playthrough. If you look very, very carefully, when the sword, the trail happens, it says verboten, which means forbidden in German. I always thought that was a neat touch. And that's why they call it the rune sword, I guess, because it's inscribed with runes. I like that word. That's a cool word. I almost consider that as a band name. But I think we got something a little bit better right now. I'm still... Ah! No! That was like 40 minutes of work.
Alright then, keep your secrets.
That was actually an accident.
Alright.
That was not what I meant to do there. Someone said something I'd like to address for a moment. And they said, every time I watch an old Vinny stream, he sounds downbeat compared to current Vinny. Actually, the funny story about that clip is that was right after Comic-Con. It's true, though. No, it's true. Different microphone settings. Also, you know, I didn't enunciate as well as I do now. But that particular... I remember streaming Symphony of the Night around the time Comic-Con was happening, and I had come back from Comic-Con, and I was... like, the plague was setting in. The rot. And I just... yeah, you could hear it in my voice. But in the... you know, obviously, as I was first starting out, I didn't really know what I sounded like and how to do this. I don't have any, like, training in it, right? But then I would edit a lot of my own videos and I'd hear my voice and I'd be like, wow, I sound really fucking depressed. And I was. I mean, let's be real, you know? There are times... There we go, gotta save. There were times when I was, and there are times where I was not. And there are times where I wasn't and I sounded depressed because I didn't know how to enunciate, or my microphone wasn't all that good, or it wasn't set up in a way. So there's like a million different reasons. Or it could be that I had come home from work or I wasn't sleeping well. But yeah, that was a particularly heartbreaking moment, and I've been like a fucking hater of Nova Skeletons ever since. I did get the sword again, but it took a little bit more. Actually, I got a little bit more lucky. The second time around, it took me less time to get the sword. And then it was like pretty much right at the end of the game anyway, so I only managed to use it for like a couple hours of gameplay. It's amazing how much time we spend playing our video games, trying to get those rare things, the best equipment right at the end of the game, and then we complete the game, and then we don't use them anymore. Oh, it's bragging rights. It's also just because it's fun to get all the cool stuff. Did you ever get ultimate equipment in Final Fantasy X? I think I got some of it. I remember there was a lightning field and you had to dodge lightning bolts. And I remember I couldn't do it until I ordered Chinese food. But I eventually figured it out, and you know. What was that for? That was for Tidus's ultimate weapon? Wow, this room is a nightmare, isn't it? Oh, and now I have to make it back. I got the ball mung. Wow. Let's see how long I live. I will, you know what? I will approve the use of one potion for this. Got it. That would have been a good time for a Nova Skeleton. Yeah, I don't like those feet. And an instant Pavlovian Captain Falcon emote response immediately. This is my fault. I'm sorry, Nintendo. Does this count as, like... You know how, like, Nintendo likes to protect their IP, so they take down fan games? And ROMs? Am I, like, guilty of damaging their IP? God damn it. God, you fuck! Ulrox's suit. Wasn't Ulrox in Symphony? Pretty good.
Yeah. Yes.
It's alright, no, I can do this now. Now I know exactly how to do this, and I'm gonna do it efficiently. Wow. I'm just gonna have to do that again in a minute, probably. Wait a minute. No. I don't like to rewind if I can help it. However, that was pretty good. Okay, this is pretty what's up. Perfected. So lubricant has a good soul, apparently. More damage as you do less. You do more damage as you have less HP. All right, let me do one more room clear. It's not that hard to farm for them, but I'm probably just gonna not do that. I think the people that like farming or like watching me farm in video games, that's one thing, but there's as many, if not more people that would prefer not to watch me farm. The fuck is this? Platform? wait a minute, what is this? I don't remember this at all. This is DDR? I certainly did the thing. You saw me move right, chat? I don't like to rewind if I can help it. But I moved to the right. Increases the appearance rate of rare items. Go back to the worm. Who misses the worm? Type 1. Alright, that's a 1 from everybody. That's a unanimous 1 from everyone in the chat. What? Oh, I remember you now. His hands do a lot of damage. Vinny, learn to duck. They had to design that bat, only for it to die. Oh, I spent 3 weeks working on the bat sprite you asked for. That's cool. What are you doing with it? It's gonna be a big boss? No, it's gonna die immediately to some, like, jolly green giant motherfucker. But he's not green. Hey, we're Konami. Don't tell us what to do. It's good to know even with the bullshit equipment I just acquired, I still can't have an easy time fighting this boss. I suppose I could've... You know what? I don't often like to eat meat in the boss fights. Because I get, like... You know, I'm like, oh man, I'll need it. What if I need the meat later? Vinny, I'm fairly confident you've technically skipped a boss. I'll tell you what, if I end up finding a boss that's really easy to kill later on, then we'll know that I skipped a boss. Thank God. Again, I had to use a potion, but at least I finished. That's just Falcon Punch. Oh. It seems that your dark power triggered the return of my memories. Just like I guessed, I have quite an extensive history with Dracula. I thought so. And the person who destroyed Dracula in 1999 was... Yes, it was me. There were others who assisted me. There's a fan game that someone's working on right now, or maybe a team of people, where you play as Julius Belmont in 1999. You haven't met a man named Graham yet, have you? He told me that he was Dracula. I did sense Dracula's powers at work within him, but it's difficult to believe that he's Dracula. Rather, I think... No, forget it. It is nothing more than a hunch. Huh? I need my weapon. Your weapon? Yes, it is a whip that was handed down to me. It's called the Vampire Killer. Yes, and I know exactly where it is. I'll go and get it now. Alright, please be careful. Pray that my hunch proves me to be wrong. Proves to be wrong. Farewell for now. There's so much matter-of-fact dialogue in this game. Yes, I hit it and I know exactly where it is. I will go get it now. Thank you. Be careful. It's not, no, I'm just using, you know, I'm using my overclocked GBA. This particular overclocked GBA. Specifically so that I can, you know, get the better music. Because other overclocked GBA that was crunching up the music a bit. Anyway, yeah, we're jumping right back into this. It's been a little while since I got a chance to play this. And for a substantial amount of time. So... But we're making pretty good progress. A lot of the map is filled in, but there's quite a bit more. I just defeated like a big lad with big hands. Yeah, it was the hand boss of this game. You know, Nintendo loves their hand bosses, but Castlevania has plenty of them too. Konami put them hand bosses all over the place. So anyway, I want to tell you about some stuff. So it's freezing. Obviously, they're setting the railroads on fire in Chicago. It's not quite that cold in New York. But there was like a freak snowstorm for like 20 minutes. It was really bizarre. I was caught in it. I had to go to, I wanted to get some food, because tomorrow it's going to be like 3 degrees. And I wanted to make sure I don't have to leave the house tomorrow if I don't want to. So I bought some food. I went to, you know, I went to Trader Joe's again. And, so I get there. Or I'm driving there, and suddenly, I can't see more than 20 feet ahead of the car. Maybe 15. And it's just a crazy freak snowstorm. And for like a good 10 minutes of me driving, you know, it was really bad. I was like, oh god, is this the next... I was like, if it keeps snowing like this, there's gonna be like a foot of snow on the ground in an hour. It was out of nowhere. Completely out of nowhere. And it was actually, like, the sun was out not too long before that for a couple minutes. So anyway, I get there at its worst. And then you know what? I go in, and then the fucking snow just stops. And then the sun's out when I walk out of the place. So that was really weird. Just a strange day. Still cold as fuck, and I'm actually really cold. I mean, I have the heat on and everything, but there's a certain level of cold that just permeates, as I've said before, and it's nowhere near negative 50 degrees or negative 44 like it is in some places, and I still feel it. It's crazy. But anyway, I bought some more frozen stuff because they have the good shit. And I noticed that they had a frozen lava cake. I don't know how they do this, but their frozen food is legit. And I got the frozen lava cake and I couldn't resist. It's fucking amazing. It was real lava. I don't know how they froze it. It was just it was a rock cake in that case, yeah. But I got the, you know, there's another thing that I had from them that I liked. It was the chicken tikka masala. I just wish there was more of it. You get like 6 nugs, and that's it. I watched, I just wanted to throw something on last night to fall asleep to, and I ended up getting into it. Fucking The Terminal. It's a Tom Hanks movie where he plays Russian, or whatever. It's a Steven Spielberg movie, and it was just on HBO, which, I have HBO Go. What does he play? He plays, Krakozhia. It was a movie I watched 13 years ago, and I just threw it on. It was fine. It's entertaining. One thing I noticed, though, is that Diego Luna is in it, and he plays a character in Star Wars now. And Zoe Saldana is in it, and she plays a character in Star Trek now. And she's actually a Trekkie in the movie. Vinny, you need the succubus soul. Is this a succubus or a duccubus? Because there's a rubber ducky in this bath. A absorb enemies' HP when an ordinary attack is delivered. Wow. Well, I got really lucky. Oh, this is a really, really good soul. Oh, fuck, I got the beam skeleton beam, too. Now I can be a Nova Skeleton, taking away other people's rune swords. I'm still a little salty about that. Okay, so in Dawn of Sorrow, the more souls you collect, the more it levels up the soul, right? This game doesn't have that, right? You only need one in this game? Okay, so by the time they hit Dawn of Sorrow, they made it, they gave you a reason to grind even further. Thanks, Konami. And then in Portrait of Ruin, you could level up stuff by using it repeatedly and getting kills with it. So like, you could make the cream pie a massive cream pie. Okay. Okay, there are people that did not watch my Portrait of Ruin stream, and I feel like I have to explain this, so I'm going to explain this, and I'm going to say that in Portrait of Ruin, there's a soul, or there's an ability called Cream Pie, and you throw a cream pie. That's it. You just throw a pie, and you can level it up and get it massive. Is the pie effective against the succubus? Isn't there a naughty nurse enemy that you can cream pie? Okay, I know what you guys are doing. And I'm gonna ask you kindly to stop. And the answer is yes. Any enemy in that game can be cream pied, naughty or otherwise. So stop. How dare you? This is a, Jehovah's Witness stream. Ability to swap HP and MP of enemies. That seems... I don't know, that seems really useful. That seems like it could go from regular useful to amazingly useful. Let's try it on a Minotaur. Holy shit, dicks! Wow! Yo! I got the battle axe. I don't even know if it's good. It's not. It's not. It's another one. I have one already. Minotaurs don't have MP, that's why. Oh, well, I guess I could farm Minotaurs now very easily as a result of that. Skull Milione is such a funny mistranslation. Was there something called Skull Milione? What was the original attempted, you know, what is that supposed to be? Scarmiglione? So, which pizza shop does Scarmiglione own? How's his calzones? Also, isn't there an enemy from Final Fantasy IV called Scumbiglione? Potad Scumbiglia? Something like that? Someone said it sounds like a Sopranos name. You don't know what the Sopranos did to people here. Suddenly, you had, like, 16-year-olds talking like Tony Soprano. Because, you know, they're obsessed with the mob because so there's some Staten Island mob scene back in the day, and also because they think that that's how you are cool. So, hey, how you doing? Whoa, Calzone! What are you doing? It's fucking amazing.
Listen, you do what you gotta do, but... Alright? We got business to do, okay? You're gonna trade Metal Gear Solid for Ocarina of Time, okay? Now, don't scumbag me. This is important business.
It's just Mr. Plinkett as a mobster. But we really did have, like, you know, a lot of, I went to high school with a lot of kids who thought that they were gangsters. And that's why that Made in Staten Island show that's on TV now is like that. Because there is this stigma, not stigma, but there really is a stereotype that exists where, like, local Staten Islanders, that's like their, those are their role models. It's amazing. It's amazing how, like, some of my body is warm and some of it's fucking freezing. It's like, why do you have to be like this weather? Maybe I'll just get that blanket again. This is gonna be like this tomorrow, too, so... And here we go. Yep, Legion. Please remind me what was this, what this was called in Symphony again? Grand Falloon, right. There you go. Fucking did it. Was that a meat? I was also one hit away from accidentally killing the core. I think it was a baby cleat was in there. How many people hate the cleat emote? Press 1. Oh man, we gotta ban half the chat. Alright, well guess what? I think cleat is the best emote we've ever had. Right up there with Doodle Dip. How's that for a controversial opinion? You like how we get one useful emote and then one absolutely useless, pointless emote? It's like, you get a good one, you get a cleat. You get a Dr. Light, you get a Doodle Dip. Stop saying cleat, please, I beg you. Alright, well think about this. If you were a baseball player, you'd be saying cleat all the time. Because a cleat is a shoe with spikes at the bottom of it, which specifically is used to gain traction while you're running on the dirt and the grass. So, the word cleat is a real word in the English language. I owned cleat. I had cleats when I was a kid! And you've just been to the information zone. Vinny has never played sports. You don't know that. I played baseball for 2 years. I did bowling for a couple of years. I played basketball. I ran. I didn't run track or anything, I just ran around. Bowling was more for fun. That's not exactly, like, the most physical sport, but you still have to, like, hurl a large, heavy ball down a lane with some precision, so I enjoyed it. But I did play baseball, and I played, not basketball. I wasn't on the team, but I played it, like, almost every day. Then you ended up streaming. I liked streaming better, actually. If you love a sport that's particularly rough on you, you have to stop doing it by the time you're like 40. Or if you're like into fighting, you'll be lucky if you even remember you like things by the time you're 40. Probably 30 to be honest, yeah, I guess it depends on the sport. Depends on how many fucking, like, hits you take to the head. So, but no, I enjoyed when I had that energy. I had energy and I was able to use it. In, baseball is a lot of waiting around. It was boring. But I liked it for a while, and I tell you what, there were times when I was playing baseball where I was like, I wasn't really great at it, but there were times where I was like, hey, I would like to do this for the next 10 years. And then I didn't, because I didn't want to. But it was fun. Did you sit in outfield and get bored too? Yeah, and then I played second for a little while, played second base. Wasn't really great at that. When I played baseball with my friends, I would often pitch the balls. And it turned out I wasn't terrible at that. But I was really inconsistent and did not take the time to learn how to pitch properly. Was I good at hitting? Not really, I was okay. It was kind of just like random. I couldn't, like, you couldn't tell me to hit the ball a certain place. I would just randomly hit it, and sometimes I get lucky. Hang on a minute. I want to show you guys something. This is totally unrelated, but there's a thing. So the person that is making the Final Fantasy IX HD stuff is improving even further. And when I say HD, I mean the machine learning. I know I'm a little obsessed with this, but I want to show you how much better it looks now. Like, this is a couple weeks of work. So this is the PSX version, right? Well, okay, so start with PSX again. I'd say the best thing to look at would be here. So you can see the pixeliness on the PlayStation version right around there. Okay, now, here's version 5. So you can see it's been smoothed out a bit. Everything's been smoothed out a bit. But then here's the version that he's working on now. Right here. Whoa, what the fuck? What the hell's wrong with this? Thanks, Imager. Very high quality service. I'm, very impressed with your service there. Here's a better version. Okay, so here's version, 0. This is the PlayStation version. Here's version 0.5. Here's 6. So between 5 and 6. Even just that little bit is pretty fucking nice. I mean, you know, you can see with the machine learning, it has its limitations. Like, it does its best to kind of figure out what this shit is, and the windows look a little smudged. But in a general sense, like, the fact that you go from this to this, not fucking bad. It does a really good job interpreting, like, curves, for example. The flowers look good. That plus some manual effort, too. Like, that's the other thing, too. It's not just the machine learning. I'm pretty sure they're doing some, like, manual, work. You know, like a little bit of sharpening, some contrast stuff. And then the other, piece to this is that there's, like, 360-something backgrounds in Final Fantasy IX. So, you know, each one of those backgrounds needs to go through the program and then be manually looked at, which it would take Square about 3 days to do with a full team. But we have this one tenacious fan who's doing it from scratch, and someone else is doing it for Final Fantasy VII, and then I think work has started on Final Fantasy VIII. I wouldn't be surprised if Chrono Cross happens. I wouldn't be surprised if, like, Dino Crisis happens. If there even is a version of Dino Crisis available for that to happen to. Parasite Eve. Any of these games with pre-rendered backgrounds are gonna start to look nice, or at least better. Cease and desist. I don't think that you can get cease and desisted for that. That's the same as, like, throwing a filter, like a texture filter. It's the same game. They're not making any money off of it. They're not changing or altering... I don't know. Square is very litigious. They took down that Chrono Resurrection thing, and they just fucking, like, stomped on it. But again, they're not distributing the game, they're just distributing a texture pack. It's like, if you want, you can download a mod. And once that's propagated, there's no way to stop that. Someone else is gonna do it. What are they gonna do? They're gonna, like, you know, find out if you're using it, and then, like, ban the consumer from playing their games? It's only, honestly, it's only a win-win for Square. I know that this isn't how Square would think of it necessarily, but it's only a win-win because if people see that the PC version of Final Fantasy IX has mods that make it look good, that maybe make it play a little bit better, maybe the people like me who held out on buying the PC versions of these games might actually buy them. So that's, in my opinion, that's just good business. Free business. And it's free advertisement, too, because now these games... The Final Fantasy IX texture pack has been featured on a bunch of, you know, news outlets, gaming news outlets. The only way I can see a cease and desist actually happening is if they... Hi, Dryad. Immunity to poison. It's okay, there's no, Nippelsons. It's Robertsons without the Nippelsons, so it's fine. If they want to do a remake themselves, which they'd have to do... The only way Final Fantasy IX would get a remake without them doing a whole thing from the ground up is if they remake the backgrounds themselves, or if they do the machine learning algorithm, or if they... Yeah, one of those two things. Remake it in 3D. Well, that would be really nice, but Final Fantasy VII Remake is obviously just unheard of at the moment. Possibly in some kind of development hell. We're gonna get an announcement soon from Square, and they're gonna be like, Final Fantasy VII Remake was not living up to our expectations, which is why we have given it to Retro Studios in Austin, Texas. Vinny, the marketing for Final Fantasy VII Remake will probably start soon now that Kingdom Hearts 3 has come out. That would be nice. In a perfect world, I believe you, and I think that you were correct, but I think that there's problems with that game's development. That's a very negative viewpoint, I am aware, but at the same time, it's just a gut feeling. I'm not basing it on anything other than the fact that we haven't seen much from it. And I feel like that would be a hard game to remake anyway, because it is so huge and they have like these really lofty expectations and goals for it, where they were thinking about releasing it in multiple parts, where each part would take a couple years to come out, and it would be $60 for each part. Like over 100 hours worth of game. So, you know, thinking about all that, taking that into consideration, I don't know. Vinny, you should play Kingdom Hearts 3 even though you don't know the story. I think that would make it even better and nonsensical. No, I'm good. Also, do you realize how many people that's gonna piss off? If I start, like, you know, kind of making fun of, or not even making fun of, but just like, one, I don't want to do that, but two, I see where you're coming from, and I would be totally, completely lost. And that in and of itself would just enrage people, which I know some of you would love, but you know what? Maybe I don't like to be stressed out in that way. Enjoys eating the oddest things. I don't say ass, chat, please. So yeah, there's a gun in this game. I'll say this. I'm gonna give it to Iga and Konami for not turning this into Resident Evil 6 or, like, Gears of War. Because they introduced a handgun into a Castlevania game. Because they could have gone that way. Especially 10 years ago, when that was the big thing. They could have made this like a marine shoot, like where you shoot Dracula's legions with, like, fucking high-powered weaponry. Rifles. Easily. Isn't that just Devil May Cry? Yes, it is. Well, no, like a cover-based tactical, like, Call of Duty-esque shooter. Also, you may notice, the gun... as cool as it sounds, it's like, oh, you got a gun. At what cost? At the cost of damage and your sanity. I remember being so excited about getting the fucking handgun, because they tease it. I know we didn't see it earlier, but the area where I got it, you're actually supposed to get to. And you can check it out, and you're like, oh shit, there's a gun just there? And then, I remember, when I first played this game, I was like, wait a minute. That's gonna be awesome. And then, finally, I got the gun, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna use this for 3 seconds. Was the gun in Dawn better? Well, there's a silver bullet variant. There's like a silver gun. I know that. First spirit is a demon from Hellfires. That's something I vaguely remember. A piece to a larger puzzle. So I think there's 3 books. Each book tells you how to... You know, each one has a spirit. You get all 3, you use all 3 in a specific area, and then something happens. I don't remember what. Was Wargroove liked by this Vinesauce guy? Yeah, I liked it. Someone in chat just said, very subtle, Dev. I can see it, like, they wear a false mustache behind the computer, even though I don't see them. They just want to pretend that they're not the developer of Wargroove. Like, they put on the false mustache and then they start typing. Also, the phrase false mustache is something that makes me very happy. I like it. Fake mustache is alright, but false mustache is even better. Is this what I think it is? The... Flame Solias. Oh! So, okay, it's a holy sword. It's got super fast attack. It's got a wide range. It's amazing. So where's the Nova Skeleton? Someone just wrote, difficulty gone, MJ emote. Man, you know what's a good song? Dirty Diana. That song is fucking awesome. There's like a Michael Jackson cinematic universe with the weird noises that he makes. And like how each album he builds upon that and incorporates other noises. Flame Solias does return in Dawn of Sorrow, but it got nerfed. Well, I don't remember it being as strong in Dawn of Sorrow, but I do remember there being a number of different weapons that were pretty viable for the end. Like, to me, that's ideal. By the end of a Castlevania game, you can use, like, say, you know, 4 or 5 different weapons that are all different in their own way, but all powerful. Like, am I really gonna use this fucking sword? Sell? This is the money sword? Oh, right, okay, yeah, okay. I kind of somewhat remember this sword having that purpose, or a purpose. It's made of gold, and it's just, you just sell it. I just have, you know, Castlevania games like this, there's an issue of trivializing the difficulty. This is something that is common, and obviously in Symphony they didn't know what the fuck they were doing, because it was the first attempt. And it's... even if you're just punching, Symphony can still become really easy with the amount of leveling up you do. And, not too easy, but still easier than some other games. And, you know, eventually they got it. Portrait of Ruin felt like a good difficulty balance. This is a little on the easier side, but still kind of challenging. And I guess the thing is, when you can approach an open world game, or not open world, but when you can approach a Metroidvania in a way where you can go around to different areas out of order, you end up one-shotting things like that gargoyle. You know what I mean? Like, there are definitely gaps. And then, of course, if you decide to level up and you know, explore and you end up finding some broken-ass equipment, yeah, you can definitely trivialize the game, which is why I think, like, in some ways, having a level-up system isn't even really necessary. Like, different weapons, sure, but does Vinny not like trivia? What does that mean? Do I have to add that to the collection? Oh, trivializing. Oh, I see. I see what you did there. Yeah, does Vinny... How hard are we yachting tonight? Yeah, Mark Brown did a really good video about the different types of roguelikes, which I think applies to this a little bit. So you have, like, you know, the roguelike and the roguelite, blah blah blah, whatever. Then you have, in there, you have, like, this thing where you can have progression that carries over, which leads to a broken difficulty curve. Or you can do a game where progression does not carry over, like The Binding of Isaac, or Spelunky, where every run is fresh. But then there's games like Rogue Legacy, where every time you die, you can upgrade. So eventually, if you're persistent enough, you don't know if you're winning at the game because you upgraded enough, or you got better at it. Whereas a game like Spelunky, if you win at Spelunky, you just straight up got good at it. Dead Cells is one of the games that he references as being, you know, you bring back progress between each run, which is good. I like that. I like that you feel like you're making progress. Like, Everspace has the same thing, but the upgrades are kind of subtle, where every run, you know, you're a little bit more powerful, but not enough that it breaks the game. And I enjoy that. I'd argue that there's a bit of upgrading that happens in Isaac, like the D6. Yeah, it's true. It's true. The D6 and, just unlocking some of the more powerful items that might randomly show up in your playthrough. I've hated the trend of the broken difficulty curve in roguelikes. I thought Everspace was really bad about it. The ships are damn near unplayable without upgrades. Here's the thing. I see where you're coming from. I think if you're really good at Everspace, you can still make progress with like a busted ship or an unupgraded ship. And then you can just get a fuckload of money and then upgrade it all at once. Like, if you can make it to, like Area 5. But the real issue with Everspace is weapon slots. And, like, you know, being able to carry 2 types of missile and upgrading that so that you can have, like, 4 types of missile. That's really helpful for a game like Everspace. For those that haven't played it, yeah, I kind of agree. Some of the upgrades do feel more necessary. But then you have upgrades that are so minuscule, like some of the speed of the ships. There's an upgrade where, you know, you increase your shield, and it's, like, very minor, and it gets really expensive. Elfin Robe, this is probably trash by now. Also, now I'm, like, at this point of power, where I've collected godly equipment. And I'm going back to areas I missed and just collecting, like, stuff that's kind of trashy. This sword looks cool. Shame I didn't get it earlier. I do miss the combos from Symphony. I said that in a previous stream of this, but I definitely liked being able to do, like, a Hadouken with a sword, and it does different things. Vinny, a group of video game intellectuals gathered years ago, T9, to discuss the definition of what a roguelike is, and they all came to a specific conclusion, but people still toss the name around like candy. The problem is, most people haven't seen that. I don't know what you're talking about. And I know there's different classifications. Roguelite, roguelite, roguish. But people stick to things that, you know, is comfortable for them, and they're gonna call it the thing that they want to call it. Souls-like, whatever. Like, this is how, like, definitions and words change over time as well. I don't know what video game intellectuals mean. I don't mean to, like... if I'm coming across poorly, I apologize, but I'm gonna say I don't know what you mean when you say video game intellectual. Like, I didn't realize there was a council of elders to, like, change the title of a genre, because I haven't gotten that memo, and I'm pretty, you know, I'm pretty up to date, and if I'm not, people correct me on a daily basis. Trust me, I can't get away with saying the wrong thing for more than 3 seconds. They're wizards. Like, I can see it's like Jeff Keighley, Shigeru Miyamoto, Hideo Kojima, Peter Molyneux, Todd Howard, Sid Meier, because that's a name I know. Tom Clancy, he's in a right? Tom Clancy, he's not even alive anymore, but he's there in spirit. Tony Hawk is there. Will Wright. But let's be real for a second. The definition of roguelike is it's like the game Rogue. And if you look at the game Rogue, it's very much not like a lot of the stuff we're calling roguelikes. Which is why roguelite was brought about. And even that doesn't do a great job at explaining a lot of stuff. So, I mean, you know, it's kind of difficult to classify a genre of game. And then I get shit for calling walking simulators games. So I don't know what the hell I'm supposed to call those. Interactive entertainment? Experiences? I don't know. Why do people care? People care about lots of things. People care about things. Why do people care about some things and not other things? Or why do they care more about things that have nothing to do with their lives? I don't know. I listened to Professor Brian Cox talk about, like, the beginnings and end of the universe and, you know, like, why are we here on this planet? And I was like... And then I thought to myself, man, it would be really great if we had a better classification for the genre of game that I've been playing for the past couple years since Isaac. It's just that there are a few roguelike devs that follow the definition to a T, while others slap the name on anything with permadeath and randomization. Yeah, I mean, you're right. They do. I mean, without issuing regulations and having, like, an overseeing elder council like I described before, I think that's going to happen for a while. I think it's a very confusing thing. It's something that caught on, and, you know, is going to probably continue to stay that way for quite a while. Vinny, would you say that Isaac ignited the resurgence of roguelike-ish games? When... I mean, I'm not the foremost authority on all this stuff, but I can tell you that when Binding of Isaac came out, I hadn't really played a whole lot like that. I remember I'd played Spelunky, and this is before the remake of Spelunky, and I really liked it. I got very addicted to it. But at the same time, Spelunky is the same in many respects. Like, it is such a skill-based thing. And the permadeath thing with Spelunky was cool, I liked it, but it was also very frustrating. But when Isaac came out, some runs would be, like, really broken and amazing and different. Every run felt different because of the combinations. And I remember getting so fucking addicted to that game that people were complaining I was streaming it too much. So that was the thing that was happening. And so yeah, I remember that game really being like kind of a turning point. And then more people would make games like that, and now it's a huge thing. But yeah, I'd say Isaac definitely opened the floodgates. But, you know, for me, I think Dead Cells is probably my current favorite still of that thing, that ilk, let's say. I think it does it better than almost any of the other ones because it is still skill-based heavily, but it's mitigated through some of the unlocks. But not to the point where you're just, you know, you just defeat the game in you know, in a flash. Like, I still have never completed Dead Cells, and I do plan on coming back to it. I got close a couple times, but it's so fucking difficult. But continuing to unlock more options and, you know, more powers and also upgrading the potion, it's great. I mean, it makes me want to keep playing. It keeps me coming back, but it doesn't trivialize the difficulty. And I don't have anything against trivia. I like trivia night sometimes. Whoa, is that an Oblivion rune? Ancient Book 3. So we got 1 and 3. Third Spirit is a beautiful nightmare. Okay, so I don't know what that is. That's a clue about what I will eventually need. I know there's like a soul in this game that makes you go really, really, really fast. And that would be very helpful for this exploration stuff. Increases the rate at which MP is restored. That's actually useful. Throw that on. Vinny, in case you were curious, the sword is pronounced Cleave Soleish. Yeah, this is a discussion we had in a previous Castlevania stream where I got the same weapon and it was like, you have to pronounce it like a Welsh person says the name of their town. And I just can't do that. I forget it every time too. So I've been looking for this one, I'm gonna go back to food for a second. I've been looking for this one particular item at Trader Joe's that they just don't have every time I'm there so far. Which has only been twice, but it's chimichurri rice. Has anyone had their chimichurri rice? And if so, is it worth asking a manager about? Or a worker? Well, chimichurri is a specific sauce. And there's like a place that I go to that has chimichurri steak. It's fucking amazing. They rotate items all the time. Totally reasonable to ask. Chili verde burritos. Get them. They're fucking nuts. Okay, thanks. Yeah, I don't really like a lot of their stuff, to be honest. Like, I bought these weird fruit roll-ups that are made with real fruit. I was like, wait a minute, what is this shit? Real fruit. And then it was pretty good, actually. But I did get... Okay, there was one that was gross. And I tried it. It was like... Don't ask why I got it. It was like $1. It was like mango grape dots. And I was like, alright, I want to try this. So I bought it. And it's like they're fruit dots stuck to a thin piece of like tissue paper, like wax paper, and they look like pepperoni. Cool fish. They look like pepperoni, and you like take it off the paper and pop them in your mouth. That sounds gross, but you know what? Yeah, those aren't good. The actual like fake fruit roll-ups are fine. These were really weird. And they kind of had a bit of an aftertaste. But I thought I accidentally bought pepperoni. Same fucking color, same shape, same size. I was like, no, I don't want this. Get their dark chocolate peanut butter cups. I thought if I went to Trader Joe's, I would... like, the hipsters would win. I'm joking, obviously, but I'm just saying. We can't have that happen. And then again, like, you know, I'm going to the supermarket, and I'm, like, getting sick of the same shit, and then I hear that their frozen stuff was good. And it's quality. It's been really good so far. But if I want, like, a Pop-Tart, and I do like a Pop-Tart, I can't get that there. And, you know, if I want toilet paper and paper towels that aren't made of, like, fucking mulch, then I'm probably gonna have to go someplace else. Hey dude, check out our mulch toilet paper! Well, what did you put in this? It's just earth. It's like dirt. Yeah, you can wipe your butt with, like, leaves. But no, I'm really pleased with my decision to go there. It's nice. The 2 times I did, I didn't have a shopping cart either. I just kinda, you know, grabbed like a basket. I was able to get everything I wanted in the basket. I got, a strawberry lemonade fizzy drink. It's like, thin bubbles, lightly carbonated. And, not bad. Sponsorship when? So, you know, listen, I'm doing well enough that I don't need to do sponsorships at all, like ever. Which is great. I'm really happy about that. But, I found out that there are a number of YouTubers or streamers that actually don't do video game sponsorships in any way, shape, or form. Like, they'll do, like, Dollar Shave Club, like, you know, like fucking ass wipes made of mulch, but they won't do, any video game stuff. Because I think that poisons the well. I really do believe that if you do a video game sponsorship, you can lose the trust of your audience pretty easily, which is evidenced by how, you know, how people don't even, like, if they just show up to the stream and they're like sponsored, I'm like, listen, really, dude? And again, I've always said this, I'm not here to criticize people's hustle. If you got a way that you want to conduct your business and it works for you, I don't give a shit, do what you gotta do. I think that's great. I just know it doesn't work for me. But, you know, some people have said that they will do sponsorships for unrelated things, like, you know, toilet paper, glasses, a bed. How do you feel about the Twitch bounty system? I've never used it, so I couldn't really tell you how I feel about it, but I don't criticize it. I think it's a good way for people to be able to stream and make some, you know, make a living off of it. I think that's cool. I also think that it depends on what the game says that you can say about it, because I think from what I understand, each bounty has stipulations. So, like, if there's a stipulation where you can't say anything negative about the game, which I don't think they would do, then fuck that. But if they're saying, you know, don't say unnecessary shit about it, I think that's fair. Like, if you're gonna say this game is so bad that it makes me want to fucking puke all over my dick and then punch a baby, that's how bad the game is, then I think the company's probably right to maybe refuse giving you a key again. But if you say, you know what, there are aspects of this game that are okay, I don't like it. I don't like that it's so slow, I don't like the voice acting, I don't like the character design, I don't like the writing, you know, but I do like this, I like the gameplay, I like this. I think that's fair. And if they allow for something like that, then I think, yeah, that's cool. But unfortunately, in my experience, and the type of guy I am, I don't think I could do it. I'll take a key, and if I, you know, if I burn a bridge, that's fine, I'll deal with that. I can buy my own games, it's not a problem. Vinny, that sounded like a jab at Wargroove. It's not, though, because I actually really liked Wargroove. Sure, the voice acting was, like, not that great, but at the same time, it did not detract from the core of what the game was. Vinny, you realize how arbitrary and easily abused this scenario is, right? What do you mean, the bounty system, or what do you mean? Bounty system, the company gets to decide where the line is. Hang on a second, my audio's cutting out. Well, it's worked so far. I don't think I've heard any, like, big drama from the bounty system. I feel like it's in check, more or less. I mean, picture this. If there's a bounty that says you can't talk bad about this game, you can't say anything negative about it, that's gonna be all over the internet, and that company's gonna be laughed at. Check this out. Okay, you do a bounty, right? The game is clearly not good. You play it, your friends play it, reviewers play it, the game sucks. And then that streamer that you like plays it, and is like, oh, this game is fantastic. Wow, I really like this game. Asshole Simulator is fucking amazing. I'm gonna continue to play Asshole Simulator. Are you gonna watch that streamer again? Then that's on you. Maybe you're making bad choices if that streamer is, you know, obviously, not being true to themselves. Like Christ wanted us to be. Asshole Stimulator is my game of the year. Someone just wrote in chat, Vinny with Nintendo games. I see what you're doing there. I see what you're doing. Okay, I'll take that jab. I'll take that jab. If I get too defensive and try to explain myself, however, you know, it's not gonna be good. So I have to just take it. I just have to accept it. But you know, the truth is I don't like everything Nintendo puts out. And there are some series from them I won't even buy. If you can believe that. Paper Mario. I'm done with whatever they're putting out with Paper Mario. Yoshi's New Island was... Which is the one with the terrible kazoos? The new Super Mario Brothers series I won't go back to. Mario Tennis was pretty fucking broken when it first came out. I had to struggle to play through the single player, but I wanted to get it done, and then I didn't play any of the multiplayer. Mario Party desperately needs new maps, and they still refuse to do any online. I mean, I could go on. There's plenty of examples. Yeah, ARMS well, ARMS was fine for a while. I liked ARMS, but it wasn't enough to keep me coming back. It wasn't like Smash quality. It was just a decent new idea, you know? For $60. Also, Nintendo charging full price for their Mario, new Super Mario game is ridiculous. I'm really happy that they decided to stop trying to take down my YouTube channel and other people's YouTube channels. I think that was a big move for them, but I hated them for a long fucking time. I've said this before, but picture your favorite thing from when you were growing up. The thing that got you through tough times. The thing that, when life was hard, made you feel a little bit better. You could always count on, like, a good Nintendo game to make you feel better. You know, like, you really establish an emotional connection. What are you emotionally connected to, chat? Kingdom Hearts? What movie? What games? What, you know, there's a million things that you could be. What did you form a bond with when life was tough? Now picture that thing trying to take you down because you corrupted their video games and made other people laugh. Now imagine going back and forth with a lawyer from that specific thing and you feeling like a bad guy, like a villain for years, even though you've supported and bought games and spent countless thousands of dollars on their products. So no, I mean, you can say whatever you want, you can believe whatever you want about me, Nintendrone or not. I can call a spade, but that's any company. I don't care who you are, I don't care what you make, I don't care what you do. Just do the right thing, goddammit. Vinny, did you actually have to go through talking with a lawyer? I don't like to go into the full details of it because I didn't want it to be a big shitstorm, but since Nintendo is now releasing their claims, and they've been a lot better, like because of Smash coming out, and they get rid of their bullshit ambassador program. Yeah, yes. Yeah, a couple years ago. It was bad. I was actually afraid to play Nintendo games for a while too, because I felt like I was getting punished, because all the videos were getting claimed, you know, strikes here and there. It was just like a mess, but I don't know what the hell changed, but thank God for that. Nintendo watched the He Thick series and realized they had to change their ways. I think they saw the He Thick series and they realized that they needed to compete. That nothing they were producing was as of the same caliber as He Thick. Oh, that's a hell of an enemy right there. Look at this thing. Look at this fucking thing. What is it? Stolas. That's amazing! Vinny, did you ever watch the Castlevania show, the anime on Netflix? Yes, I love it. It actually made me extremely emotional. Weirdly enough. You're gonna have a debate with some chat members over whether or not that's anime, so go have fun with that. I'm just gonna go ahead and avoid that with a 10-foot pole. The debate is, anime is an art style. And then the other part of the debate is, it wasn't made in Japan, so it's not anime, so... I mean, yeah, you guys have fun with that, like I said. Vinny, we have to ask the anime intellectuals first. We need a meeting of the elders. At least that's a question we can get an answer to, maybe. If we're lucky. But, you know, we'll never know what we're doing on this planet. This is actually an excellent weapon. Love it. Satan's ring. Yeah. Satan himself once wore this ring. Oh, you don't say. Vinny, do you think the 3DS is worth getting now if I never had one? I don't know. I mean, I think so. It depends on what you're gonna play. If you're only gonna play 2 games on it, then no. But I don't know if Nintendo ever plans on bringing those games over to anything else, and emulation for 3DS isn't perfect. Yeah, I mean overclock 3, exactly. But anyway, yeah, I think, I don't know, that's up to you. I can tell you that any of the Zelda games on the 3DS, I really liked. The remakes for the N64 games were good in their own way. I liked Link Between Worlds a lot. Mario 3D Land was fun. Kid Icarus Uprising, if you want to go that far back, I think is great. You can get, yeah, Animal Crossing New Leaf is just a game that you can play forever. Fire Emblem Awakening I really loved. There's Pokemans on there. I mean, so, yeah, if you can get a cheap one or a used one, maybe there's stuff that you can enjoy on it. Or maybe just wait a couple more years and see what happens. Switch is new handheld, maybe? Well, yeah, no, don't get me wrong. Obviously, the Switch is what Nintendo's doing now with their handheld division. They've merged, and it's been, you know, obviously very successful for them. But I just don't know if we're gonna see those. As great as the Switch is, it doesn't have some of the games that made the 3DS worth owning on it. And I don't know if there's gonna be like a 3DS virtual console or whatever. Or a virtual... There won't be. There won't be. So, in other news, the PlayStation Classic is just sitting on store shelves. And Sony's like, wait a minute. We thought a $90 piece of hardware would sell really well just because the Sony PlayStation brand name is on it. How about this? How about we all say something nice about Sony? Because I want to take the piss out of them, but I want to try to be a more positive person because it makes me feel better. They have good exclusives. Uncharted is a great series. They make good TVs. Sony hates in titty games. What? PS2 was great. The Walkman was nice. Alright, I actually like to take back everything I just said about being positive. Essentially what I'm saying is that their PS Classic was a pretty big failure. What are you doing? I want to get this thing sold. Well, here's a good thing about Sony. They don't allow crossplay because they offer the best of the best. You don't need to go anywhere else. That's not necessarily a positive. Sony has, in quotations, great security. Oh wait, didn't they get hacked on a number of occasions? And millions of people's email addresses were leaked and stuff? This is hard. Well, they're really good at doing business with third-party developers to get exclusives on their consoles. That's my compliment. I grew up having an intense emotional attachment to games like Final Fantasy and Metal Gear Solid and Medal of Honor and what else? Other things. Twisted Metal. Vinny, I'm pretty sure this is a max rarity soul, so it takes a while. What is it? Is there, like, any reason for me to be doing this? Is the soul any good? The soul sucks. It's a good soul, but you don't need it. Alright, 5 more. Well, I've leveled up to a point now where I think Dracula is going to be like kind of a breeze. Alright, well, hey, it was nice to be able to kill that enemy in one hit that many times. That was kind of cool. Alright. We're at 95.7%. Chat, you have to remind me, is there another castle in this, or... Like, I know there's a true ending. No, but you need Flame Demon? I have Flame Demon, I believe. So there's not much left in this game. There's a Chaos Dimension. Shit. Well, now it's almost, like, 3:30. So how much is left then? Maybe, like, what, 20 minutes, a half hour? More than that? An hour? A full stream? Okay, well, I'll tell you what. I will stop here. It's not a long game. Order of Ecclesia is like 10 hours. This is like 6, you know. What game do you have planned after this? I'll be honest, I don't know. I'm feeling some of the classic stuff, but I don't know. Play Secret of Evermore again. Let's see how long that game is. 15 hours for the main story, 32 hours for the extras. I don't know. Think about it. Like I said, I don't want like a game that's gonna take 40-50 hours because Red Dead just destroyed my soul. But we're still gonna do Resident Evil. We're gonna do Claire's story. So that's coming up. There's a million, you know, there's a million games that I've both loved and have played before. And there's a million games that I haven't played. And I know that people want me to play every game ever. You know, I've gotten requests for everything. So I won't ever make anyone happy. I'll just have to make one person happy, and that's me. So the next game I stream, whatever it will be, I'm hoping I'll enjoy it, and then others will enjoy it as well. So, yeah. Okay, so I have 3 souls I have to use. Get bad ending first. Yeah, alright. It's only right that thieves receive the punishment they deserve. You are one selfish bastard. You're guilty of grand theft. Therefore, I sentence you to death. You're insane. And as a special treat, I will deliver the punishment myself. The writing is just next level. This is a wannabe Dracula, everybody. Nothing to see here. Move along. Nice balls, idiot. Can't believe it. How did you come to possess those powers? What do you mean by those powers? I'm Dracula, and you're not the one. No, this cannot be! Does this mean that I'm not Dracula? What's this? Whoa, something is flowing into me. Wait, did I just get the good ending by accident? No, wait, please stop! No! I don't want the good ending. Finally, I clearly understand everything. I am Dracula. This is like a bad joke. Come on out, Aricado, I know you're here. Your soul and Dracula's magical powers are one and the same. No matter what we did, this day was destined to come. That being so, I decided to awaken you somewhere I could use my powers. Huh? What do you mean? I don't understand. Because you are now one with him, an evil spirit must be flowing into you. Yes, it started not too long... This voice I'm doing... It started not too long ago, and it's slowly filling me up. I'm doing all that I can to keep from being consumed by it. The evil in this spirit comes from those who seek chaos and destruction. We need to cut off the source from the chaos influencing the spirit. Is that possible? The Dracula is a product of the castle This castle is a product of Dracula's magic. It's a spiritual world. My point is this, a stream of chaos exists within this castle as well, and on Vinesauce. If it will make me myself again, I'll do whatever it takes. As long as my powers continue to affect this place, the flow of the evil spirit into you will be slowed down. Go quickly. I'm going. I appreciate your help. Did I really just accidentally get the good ending? Like, what stipulations did I fulfill? Well, not yet, obviously, but there's more to do. All 3 souls equipped. Alright. Flame Demon, Giant Bat, Succubus. Ancient Book 1, Demon from Hellfires. Ancient Book 2, King of Bats. Beautiful... Son of a bitch. That was not intentional in any way. If you have all 3 equipped, you can shoot fireballs in bat form. Oh, cool. Vinny, what's wrong with the moon? It's vibrating. It happens only once every 10,000 years. That is astounding. Oh, this soul I remember being amazing. So now I can just, like, swooze through the whole game. Collect all the stuff I need to. So there's the Orville episode, the newest one, had a pretty amazing moment. I don't know if there's a clip of it. If anyone can find the clip of Isaac in the wife beater with the beer, that would be really nice. I still haven't seen the newest Star Trek Discovery episode. I heard it was pretty terrible. Vinny, is it still okay to call it a wife beater? What, the shirt? Well, we're not gonna hurt the shirt's feelings. It is a fucking shitty shirt, though. I think I know where I have to go. There's that one chaos area over there, right? Forgot to equip Dracula's tunic. Well, I guess I am kind of Dracula now. It's a great fucking tunic. Vinny, I subscribed so I can hear more about the vibrating moon. Oh, thanks. Someone said it's funny that John Family Guy makes better Star Trek than Star Trek. Yeah, I know. And I liked the previous episode of Discovery that I saw. Episode 2 was directed by Jonathan Frakes. The guy they got playing Captain Pike is fucking fantastic. And some of the other cast is great. Saru is amazing. It's not like the show doesn't have potential, but somehow John Family Guy just does a good job with his show. It's like it's a fan fiction, but you know, and it's a lot of remixed TNG stuff, but it's very entertaining. And there's a couple moments that made me actually laugh out loud. They gave Bortus a mustache, and I don't know why it was so fucking funny. There's something wrong with me. Because that character, they can just do one small dumb thing with him and I laugh. I don't get it. It's like Worf, just taken to the extreme of, like, absurdity. I don't know. Maybe I'm just easily amused. But I really, you know, again, the scene where Isaac is in that scummy shirt and he's got a beer, like, the goal is he's a robot. Picture Data, and he's trying to get a character to break up with him. Because one of the crewmen, who is terrible with women, but he thinks he's like a fucking amazing, like, Lothario, tells him that the best way to do it is to make yourself like a shitty boyfriend. So the robot character puts on a wife beater and, like, tighty whities. They're dirty, by the way. Sits there with a beer. And then just starts, like, saying that, you know, terrible things. It's absolutely... That didn't happen in TNG. That's correct. Yeah, it's just... I don't get it. But it's a good show. It's not just Family Guy jokes. It's actually, like, a real show. But when it's funny... It is actually kind of funny in a way that's unexpected. I don't know. I'm sure there's plenty of people that wouldn't like it, no matter what I said, or no matter what Seth Rogen did. Wait, that's not his name. What's his name? Seth MacDonald. I don't know how to get to those oh, up here, right? Through the clock tower. I remember when I first played this game, I did put in a lot of effort to try to get all the souls. I didn't get all of them, but I got all, most of them. I felt pretty good about my accomplishment. I like that I can now zip zoom. I watched a, it was just an autoplay while I was playing, Wargroove the other night. I was a speed run of Super Mario RPG. Showed up. I don't mind autoplay. I like to leave it on because I discover new videos and channels that way. Sometimes it's trash, sometimes it's totally unrelated, sometimes it's like Finger Family. But there are times where I get to, you know, find some stuff. It's just like having... Honestly, it's like leaving the TV on. And I don't have cable. I don't have TV that I can just leave on. So that's a good way to just have background noise on for me. But, I know I finished Mario RPG not even all that long ago. But it made me really nostalgic for it again. And I was like, wow, this game is so good. This fucking game... It's on another level. Like, that game is just on another level. I don't plan on streaming it again anytime soon, but... It gave me some ideas. And, I just remember the Booster Tower voice that I did. The Booster voice was a nightmare. But I loved that stream. That was a really, really good time streaming Mario RPG. Vinny, are you watching the Superb Owl tomorrow? No. Stop! Julius. So you were the one. I didn't want to believe it was true. It's true. I am Dracula. But I'm not what you think I am. I must destroy Dracula at any cost. That is my destiny. No, wait, I don't want to fight against you. Nothing you can say will stop me. Prepare to die. I understand now why I wasn't doing so much damage. I get it. That actually is the good ending is letting Julius win. Vinny, did you see that Squidward is going to be at the Super Bowl? Ninja? No, literally Squidward? Oh, as a tribute to, the creator. That's nice. You know what I realized? You know what I learned recently? That the voice of Spyro... Maybe I learned this on the stream I did, but I forgot about it, but... The voice of Rocco, from Rocco's Modern Life, who was also in Reno 911, was the voice of Spyro, until Tom Kenny took over in Spyro 2. Carlos Alzoraki, I get his name wrong all the time, but he's good. I don't know why they... Ooh. And yep, he was the Taco Bell dog too. Okay, this is pretty good. Lightning Spear will do just fine. 4 hits in a row, plus I get health back. And it stuns him. This is probably the hardest fight I've had to do yet. Holy shit. Oh my... really? I could have... the worst part is I could have easily avoided that. He's using his sub-weapons now, that son of a bitch! I love that he breaks the castle while he's doing that move, that's awesome. Vinny, are you ready for the Nintendo Direct next week? You know what? I have a prediction. There will be a Nintendo Direct in the next 2 weeks. And Final Fantasy VII will launch right now. You know, like during the Direct. No, seriously, not the remake, just regular old Final Fantasy VII. Because they did a commercial recently with it, and they were like, coming soon? There's also, a statement that's been going around that Nintendo has a game that they're working on that's going to be released that no one knows about, you know, aside from the people that are making it, obviously. And it's something that fans are going to be looking forward to, or they're going to like. You know what? I'd take a Pikmin trilogy. Just let me play Pikmin 2 again. Mario Kart 9. Well, Mario Kart 8 is actually the top-selling game on the Switch. Which is a port of a Wii U game. I think that we'll probably see another Mario Kart during the Switch generation. Yeah, I think it's just too much money for them to pass up. Maybe they'll, you know, do a Switch Lite or a Switch with better RAM and stuff, or storage space, and maybe they'll have a Mario Kart for that. Ah, fuck. Just don't want to do this fight again. Stop, I've had enough. When I fought you, I felt the evil spirit within you, but there's more. I also sensed Soma's spirit. That's more than enough to stop me. I've got a favor to ask of you. What is it? From here, I will set off to fight against my own fate. If I lose the battle and I become the reincarnation of evil, I want you to kill me. I will. I promise. Friends that kill each other are true friends. Julius Belmont is the strongest Belmont in lore, that's why he destroys the castle. He's also like 60 by the time we get to this game. But he is the one who sealed away Dracula in 1999. And he destroys the castle. Yeah, I can see him being the strongest. Vinny, the special announcement is going to end up being a RuneScape port. No, you know what it's going to be? Morphe's Law 2. I feel bad for that game, in some ways. That game had a lot of potential. It looked cool. People were looking forward to it a bit. There was a little bit of hype. It had like a kind of a decent theme. And then it came out, and apparently the main mechanic of the game, which was when you shoot a limb, it grows, theirs grows smaller, yours grows bigger. And it had so few practical purposes in the actual game. And the shooting was like kind of clumsy, and the online was terrible. Apparently the servers were just like, immediately were crashing. So I think they did a patch where they tried to fix that, and they tried to rebrand it and relaunch the game. But it's gonna take a lot more than that to save that game, I think. It's gonna be a tough salvage. And now we watch as Soma decides to, on his own, independent of me, decides to remain perfectly stationary inside of an enemy and take damage. Totally not my fault, guys. Oh, this is what a last door looks like in this game, wow. Forgot about that. Look at that sword. As good as the spear is for a lot of hits and getting back HP, it does not... it just does not compete with this sword. The one that I can't pronounce. Cleave Soleil. I was watching, I think, a gaming historian video and talking about, like, a baseball game, and he said cleats. And I just lost my shit. That word has been ruined for me forever, and probably by proxy, several hundred of you, maybe several thousand of you. It's a good thing it's not a word that's used on a daily basis. Hopefully. How would you feel about a Xenoblade MMO? I've never played Xenoblade, so I have no comment. I don't play MMOs anyway, so I do have a comment. I don't play MMOs. I did a bit. Not my thing. That announcement would do nothing for me if Nintendo announced that. Xenoblade is already a single-player MMO. That's what someone in chat just said. So, like, if you want... Okay, I get that this sword that I'm using now is the best sword in the game, and it's hidden behind, like, a crumbly wall. That's cool, but I feel like... one of those assholes should have the best sword in the game. Or, like, several enemies should have the best swords in the game. And it would be, like, you know, really tough to get them. Maybe, like, this one is really, really, really good. But when it comes to, if you want, like, the ultimate, like, cheese weapon, you gotta kill this guy, like, 700 times. Good luck, jerk. You know? Game dev Vinny in chat. I do my best. But this is why I don't make games. Vinny, I have Castlevania Curse of Darkness for PS2. Is it any good? I just picked it up recently. I have only played Curse of Darkness up until, like, 20% in the game. On 3 separate occasions. I just couldn't get into it. I think it's a good game. I think it's a really good take on 3D Castlevania. With, you know, the Igavania feel. But I'm not really... I don't know why I can't get into it. Lament of Innocence I never finished either. Fucking hell, man. His shadow fights beside him. Haha! That's a really rare one? Finally here, I wonder if I can do this alone. You're not alone. What? Apparently dying to the last, to the second boss is, you get the worst ending. Do I, like, die here, or do I die after this fight? Just die here? Okay. I've never seen it, so... Look, he's doing the Dracula pose, he's got the wine. I'm sorry I kept you waiting. Time to keep that promise I made you. Throw the wine glass, Soma. Throw it. Yes! Yes! That was great. It's very, very simple, but effective, shitty ending. It's still cold, by the way. 3 days now, it's been disgusting. Not that you care. But I just had to, blank it up again. It's fun. Yummy! Yummy! Well, tomorrow it's gonna be like 40, and then it's gonna be 55 Monday, Tuesday, so it's gonna be decent. So the polar vortex ain't gonna be here for too much longer. There we go, got all my souls back. That's kinda cool. Locks you out of the souls. Makes you have to use your weapons and your brain. Dummy. Man, I don't remember this at all from when I first played this game. Look at how much damage I just took. This is really good damage. This is a fantastic soul. And I get it right at the very end of the game. Hello, Soma. Congratulations. I've got another job that I must attend to, so I have to go now. When I heard that you was when I heard that you was Jacula. What's Jaculet, Larry? I was shocked. In the future, someone may follow again in Dracula's dark footsteps. At that time, perhaps we will meet again. Farewell. In my mother's name, I send thanks to you. Wake up, wake up, wake. Does this game not have Alucard mode? Some nice bloody tears. It has Julius mode. Soma, thank God you woke up. Heard you folks speak. I was saved by you all again. Again? Yes, I couldn't have won the last battle by myself. Everyone's kind words and encouragement led me to victory. If anything ever happens again, everyone will rush to your aid. That's right. I guess they will. Look, the eclipse has ended. Yeah, it turns out friendship can defeat an evil Dark Lord. Alucard mode was in which game? Was that in the Dawn of Sorrow? It's in Dawn of Sorrow. It's Julius, Yoko, and Alucard. Oh, it's their Castlevania 3 tribute, right? Tribute? But no, that's cool. If you want to watch the Dawn of Sorrow stream, it's a direct sequel to this game. I did it, I think I played it like a year and a half, 2 years ago. So that's on full sauce. I will show the Julius mode, but first I need to like... Let me just drink some olive oil. No, I need a tum. So there's someone that I drive by when I'm like going to the store and going out and stuff. Can't be, you know, some kid playing basketball in his front yard. Can't be more than 13. And he's out there playing basketball on the hoop in his driveway in like 10-degree weather with a t-shirt on. That happened. I've been seeing it like almost every day that I've been out while it's freezing. Mental. Someone just wrote, ball is life. Do I just enter Julius? You can boss rush as Julius too? That's another thing I really liked about the Game Boy and DS Castlevanias. I loved all the extra modes. They always tried something interesting. There was the one mode, the Sisters mode, that you could use with the stylus. You know, you get like Alucard, some of the more fun classic characters. Good. The zombie officer was just like, what are you doing, man? I can walk around that. But yeah, you can't collect... In this mode, you can't collect new weapons. You pretty much have the whip. I believe you can level up. But you don't even have a pause menu, you just have the map. So you have super jump. You can pretty much get everywhere in the castle right away. You get stronger by killing bosses. Oh, okay. I guess that also is different from like Richter mode and some of the other modes that they had in other games. But I really, really like and appreciate the effort that Konami made, or Iga made, let's say, with these games to keep them, you know, to give them some longevity and replayability. There was the potential for Bloodstained to come out soon. I think they said they're just fixing bugs now. And I know that they, you know, delayed the game for a while, which I thought was for the best. I kind of wasn't expecting them to enter the bug testing phase this soon after the delay announcement. So part of me is like, hey, can we delay the game a little bit longer? How about you give it another couple months? I really don't think it's going to be like... I played the demo for the game. I liked it. I thought it was good. I think it's going to be a good game. I think it's going to be like an 8.5 out of 10 game. It's not going to be Symphony of the Night, but I don't think Iga's going to fuck this one up, which is why they delayed it. And not for the same reasons they delayed Mighty Number 9. I mean, if I'm wrong, I would hate that. That would suck. Not just because of my bruised ego. I already got one of those. But I really want the game to be good. And again, the demo was good. It wasn't terrible. But I also think that Curse of the Moon is amazing, and I think that's going to be hard to live up to. Vinny, are you going to play Dragon Marked for Death on Switch? I read some mixed things about it. They sent me a code for that one, and I like Inti Creates, and I like the people that work there and everything, but not for me. It just seems... It seems grindy and overly difficult, and that's one aspect of it. And then, you know, if you look at some of the other games I'm playing, it's like, maybe not right away. I'm fine. It's this, yeah, Mega Man Zero. It's a spiritual successor to Mega Man Zero. Well, that's what people were saying, but also, here's the thing about Dragon Marked for Death. If you look at the Metacritic, whether or not that means anything to you, it's at 65 with 6 reviews. So that's not a ton, you know, but it's like kind of right in the middle. I've heard better things from people that have played it that aren't quote-unquote reviewers. I've heard things that are like, hey, this game is great. So it's one of those things where it's like, what are you gonna do? Do you trust, like, people that play the game? Or do you trust 6 reviewers? Do you trust Bob? or do you go to a website? But, no, it looks good. Honestly, it didn't look like a terrible game by any means. I was very tempted to pick up that code. But I just think I have, you know, I'm good. I'm playing a lot of games at the moment. Maybe eventually. And again, Inti Creates is fantastic. I love what they've done. They make a lot of really good games. So it's not about me being stubborn against them, because I love them as a developer. Vinny, Travis Strikes Again is at 69, and it's actually pretty amazing. Well, that's another issue when it comes to, like, subjectivity in games. So what's amazing for one person is clearly not always the case for everybody. I looked into Travis Strikes Back, I watched some videos, and I, like, did some research. Because I was, you know, I was curious, wanted to see if it was something I might be interested in. And the truth is, I'm not. I'm not that big of a No More Heroes fan that I wanted to pick that up. Vinny, do boss rush and get the positron rifle. Vinny, it's not full price. Even if it's not full price, if the game looks like a slog to me, then I'm probably better off just not bothering. So wait, boss rush mode, I have to beat every boss in a certain amount of time, right? Or how does this work to get the... Abzu will be after boss rush. I just want to see if I can get this positron rifle. Kinda want to get this one. I'm gonna get this one. Definitely getting the orb on this one. I don't know if I'm gonna get that positron rifle. Stop getting hit? No, I like getting hit. I'm just tanking the hits for maximum fast. Jesus. Maybe I shouldn't be taking this much damage. Wait, what was the thing that ate strange things? Enjoys eating the oddest things. So then I rotten meat, spoiled milk. Oh. Fuck you. Got it. Just under 5 minutes by 3 seconds. So wait, now I have that in the actual, in my game. There it is. It's so stupid. The worst part is I'm not even gonna use it. It's fun if you do New Game Plus. So you keep it with New Game Plus then. It's amazing. That's cool. Yeah, this is a really good weapon. It's fucking unbelievable, actually. Wait, how do you do New Game Plus? Select the bat. There we go. Okay, you start level 1, but you keep all your equipment. There we go. Man, even on hard mode, huh? Pretty good. Oh, they took away some of the souls. Anything that might actually end up helping me get to areas quicker has been removed. I want to go fast. I can't go fast anymore. So here's a question, off the top of your head, if anyone knows. Oh, you get the full map. What is the square root? No, what is the swallow's wingspan? No, what is? How do you get the Volman way? Does anyone know which enemy has the Volman way? Oh, it's a rare drop. Under 4 minutes of boss rush. Under 4 minutes. Here we go. Turns out a rifle can kill death. A laser rifle, of course. Alright, good. That worked out. I need that orb. Okay, so we're gonna go... We're doing this. Under 4 minutes. How is the Wait... That sucks. Yo! I just want to see what the sword looks like. I don't even know if I'm on, like, a good pace to get the goddamn thing. It's a good thing that Rewind Soul is so excellent, so overpowered. I don't know if this is under 4 minutes. If it'll be 401. 455. That was not much better than my previous run. How the fuck do you do that in under 4 minutes? Red Minotaur? Oh, okay. I don't have the Red Minotaur soul. Chaos plus Red Minotaur. Well, I do have this now. I had an Excalibur somewhere. There it is. It's just a joke weapon. Anyway, yeah, I'm not gonna end up being able to do this without those souls, I don't think. That was my best effort. So, no worries. But yeah, Dawn of Sorrow is good, but Aria of Sorrow is good too. That's the one I just played, Aria of Sorrow. Hope you enjoyed the game. The next Castlevania game I'll do, whenever this may be, I don't know when this will be, but it'll probably be Order of Ecclesia, which is the last DS game in the series, and it's one of the best.